Check. Okay. Cool. Looks like we're live. I'm just throwing out stream announcements, and we'll be underway. Okay. Yeah. Hey, everybody. Where's my note card? Okay. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, hey everybody. Yeah, basically just waiting in the queue. I joined a couple minutes ago. But looks like, oh, it's us and Civ. Oh boy. All right. Not gonna be the easy game, but that's all right. I don't necessarily need an easy game. I just need a game where I don't get rocked. First or second seed. Yeah, I don't even necessarily need first or second seed, to be honest. I need to be able to draft. If I'm third or fourth seed, I just need to be able to draft a hand that doesn't care too much. It's just been a little tricky recently. Of like, I wind up in third or fourth seed, and the cards I'm offered are a bit narrow of a path, and or require like starting, and yeah, like just not being able to do what you want to do during stage one can be a bit rough, especially in kind of narrow positions where you have like tight hands. So yeah, like not being able to execute that Field Watchman Cesspit game is kind of frustrating because like seat order determined a lot of my fate there, and slash the actions taken. But like if I was earlier seat, I would have got the actions I wanted for sure. I was like later seat order. It could have still worked out. It just didn't. And then yeah, yesterday's game was just pretty frustrating of not actually having tempo and doing the tree guard things I wanted to do. But honestly, in hindsight too, I mean the tree guard game again, that was a weak hand. It was always going to be a tough game, and then I didn't really get the breaks. I definitely misplayed one or two things. I didn't react to it fast enough. Tree guard games are weird, and I hate playing them anyhow. So, but it's tough because it's not like moving away from cards like Cesspit is at all reasonable. Yeah, exactly. Like the Field Watchman Cesspit game is just frustrating because like there's clearly a best line. Like there's a thing I should be doing, and like trying to argue I could just take value off the board while everybody else is playing their cards. Well, that's not really true. So yeah, that game's just frustrating because like you don't get to actually execute your game plan how you want to. You're significantly delayed, and those significant delays cause just cascading problems, and it's like nothing goes right. But we'll see. You think that with a hand as strong as Field Watchman Cesspit, you miss one round, one Ock, you could consider SP with your first action to set that up. Yeah, honestly, it might be true. It's possibly true that I was literally supposed to SP whatever garbage I could have played there. Just SP first action, guarantee I get free Ock next round into Grain Plow, into Cesspit. It is possible that's actually just better than like taking wood and hoping things work out. But alas. And that's where, like, to be honest, like, look, I've had frustrated games lately because I've not been able to play what I want, but I've also been put into tough positions that I'm not sure I've been navigating right. So, like, in real time, I'm just frustrated. I'm not even thinking as clear as I should. That's bad. That's a bad place to be because it often means that you make further mistakes. Yesterday's tree guard game's a good example of that. I didn't think long enough. I definitely, in round 3 or whatever, was supposed to, go SP into 2 wood, hit my own wood pile again in round 4. Not doing that and hoping to, like, get lucky or do whatever I was in the mood for. Like, that was just wrong. Like, I don't think that saves the game entirely, to be clear. But these things are just, I'm not sure I'm playing super sharply. Again, I'm also being put in very tough positions where I have to make pretty tough reads, pretty tough calls. It would be much smoother if I was just in another seat and everything rolled well. Like, those games definitely happen. It's very possible that, you just kind of ride high and life is great. You could just have a draft like Lumen had yesterday, right? Lumen's stream game, if nobody's checked it out, just ludicrous. Freaking collector first pick. Then you get bricklayer clay support second pick, and then you get ceiling and other nonsense after that. Like, that's just you could do so many things slightly wrong with that hand and still just cruise to a win. Like, and I'm not saying that he did things wrong, to be clear. And to be honest, collector, bricklayer, clay, there's a lot there. There is still a lot to consider. But my point is, like, you could kind of lean into any of that strong shit, and you just have so many strong cards. Like, it's gonna be hard for that to go too wrong. But that game was unbelievable. Yeah, correct. Tree Guard is tough. You're not really comfortable playing it well. It reminds you of Collector, where it takes a bunch of plays to get in the groove with it. I agree with that. I think Collector is very high skill. I think Tree Guarding well is also actually surprisingly high skill, right? You really have to have a sense for where the wood piles are going to wind up, and you really want to figure out those opportunities where you can tree guard and get back onto the wood that you're leaving behind. Like, how you can set that up, how you can try to do that through the growth queue and stuff is, like, pretty good. With that said, that's also why I view tree guard kind of narrowly, though. Like, you can sometimes wind up way too far behind the growth queue while doing that. You could also just wind up in scenarios where, like, you can't really tree guard and get back on your own piles consistently, in which case you're just handing a ton of value to other players usually. Yeah, you're sucking the ceiling out of the game, but you're giving all the tempo to the other players, and, like, a lot of times you'll just die. And, I mean, that's what happened yesterday. We're in a bad spot, and we just died. There was just death. But we'll see what happens today. To be completely honest, I kind of think that this might be my last Agricola stream, though, for, honestly, possibly for this year. I might actually just take a break from Agricola streams. At the end of this year, I'm gathering with some friends and playing a bunch of Agricola in real life, and much like I found for Terra Mysticon, like, not playing a ton leading up into that worked really well. Like, so if I just don't play a bunch of Agricola for the next couple weeks, and then I go fresh, like a little more fresh, into playing a bunch of real life Agricola with friends, and then entering 2024, like, being re-energized by that and streaming Agricola, that might be what I lean into, but we'll see. With both, you have to gauge how much you're giving the board. You see lots of collector games where people leave giant stacks and just lost ceiling for nothing. Yes, that's fair too. Collector is a little weird because it injects so much into the game that you can also be injecting your opponents, and navigating that difference is tricky too. Tree Guard's a sneaky combo piece. It pairs well with some lower tier cards. Yes, that part's true too. I mean, we saw that 2 days ago when Zach was or a couple days ago when Zach was tree guarding, and Jock had material deliveryman, and that material deliveryman, when we looked at the stats at the end, was like 16 resource material deliveryman. It was it was a lot of clay, but still, like, an 8 clay, 5 wood reed stone card or something. Like, yeah, good luck. Does that mean the game kicked off, or you're just saying good luck and you're popping out because you know you're in the queue with me? It doesn't look like we have a game yet, so. Anyhow, good luck to you too. Be nice to me. Don't make me miserable. No, that's obviously not really in your control. You got to play your game. Oh, I'm saying good luck because you're in the queue with me. Yeah, okay. Nothing's happened yet. I might restart my queue here because it's looking pretty confused. Restarting the queue is always a little risky, but. Also, I mean, restarting the queue is how you get better quality games, though, so it depends on exactly what I want, but. But yeah. Anyhow, despite all those complaints for everybody's sake, I am just chuckling slightly in one of the conversations I'm in with some friends. Some friends are sharing / commiserating some pictures of some sick combos and, like, kind of busted positions their opponents are arriving in the new card games, and it's at least reminding me why I'm not playing many new card games yet, because without a ban list, like, ooh, you're playing somebody that has Craft Teacher Hayloft Barn. That's not a fun game. I would hate that even more. So. I am I like at least at least I'm not running into just totally busted stuff. I mean, to be honest, Freeple at the start of the week, if you paid attention, I literally passed the State Master because I just hate playing. Like, I just find it so boring to play. But, I mean, it's stupidly busted. It's just absurdly busted. Um, so, I don't really find new card games fun when you just run into busted shit way too often. But, craft brewery by itself, yes. When you can run into one card broken combos, it takes some fun out of it. I agree. You've been quite enjoying watching the Agricola VODs and popping into my game lately, but if you need a break, then do it. Yeah, hey, I'm glad that. To be honest, I'm glad I've been streaming a little more lately. But yeah, I mean, we'll see. I don't know for a fact I will take a break, but I might. I've definitely found small breaks useful in the past. I've definitely found breaks from Terra Mystica useful, and like the last 2 days of Agricola, I don't know that I've. I mean, I haven't been hating it, but I've been clearly frustrated and annoyed, and it's partly because the games are going poorly. But games are sometimes going to go poorly, and if you're just playing games to like find a good one to like find wins, that's not a good spot to be. So I'm not really sure I'm in the right. I'm not sure I'm in the right mindset to keep grinding Agricola. So like I'm gonna play one more game today, and it could be a mistake to be honest. But I think I probably will take a break, but we'll see. You have about 6 cards that you're gonna ignore your opinion if you don't want them banned, and then like 10 more that I want to ban. Yes, I agree with that, Civ. There are a handful of cards that are just absurdly clear bans, and if other people argue otherwise, they're just wrong, right? Like they're just wrong. I'd have to go back. We haven't. I should probably. Well, I should post to the ban list again. My opinions haven't changed a ton. Part of the problem is I don't even remember all the freaking cards that have got added, right? I would need to see like a whole list of like this is what's been added to Agricola. Um, but there's just so many. But there's clearly things that absolutely should get banned. And I remember the conversation chuckling at a few people's opinions of like, oh, I don't know that we should ban this. Yeah. And yeah, I just like there's always people that pop up in these ban lists that are like, oh, I don't know that we should ban cards instantly, or like we can't ban. I don't know. There's people that basically don't believe in banning, which is also a bit of an issue. But God, yeah, just reading through this though, it just reminds me so much of like, oh, there are so many cards that are just crazy. You have trouble remembering? I agree. Also, joined my recent streams. This morning timing's great. Nice. Yeah, the morning's been working well for me with my current workload. Wow, good table. I mean, Bogdan Club's uh, pretty good, but the others are. I believe Ponza's like expert rated, and Civ is obviously one of the best. Good luck. Yeah, actual goodbye. Yeah, dude. Uh, you have collector in its own tier of I like this card too much to actually want to ban it. Yeah, collector's really on the edge of like, should it be banned? Honestly, like, right, it probably should. Collector being banned would definitely make sense. But also, part of why I don't care too much about collector being banned is I do find it such a high skill card that collector doesn't seem to enable like 300s to always have busted games, right? So like there is some level of collector doesn't super need to be banned because it's not disrupting the competitive balance of the game too badly. Um, which is like a slightly weird thing to say though about not banning it, but like part of the problem of some banned cards is like just whoever gets them is gonna win. And that's not really a fun game. If regardless of who drafts it, they're gonna win at an absurd rate, that seems to be an issue. But I guess it still is kind of an issue if collector's like always leading to wins among strong players, but is collector always leading to wins among strong players? I don't know for sure, but Anyhow, yeah, Civ, one of the best. We could steal some elo though today. Bog the club won't load. Bog the club load. Tell me, what's your elo? You've played a lot. You're 271. Yeah, this is a pretty good table then. We're not expecting anything too wild, which is actually probably good. With the current set, it's good. But with the new cards, you think it opens up too many busted things? That could be. This pack is nuts, or at least the miners are kind of nuts. We do have first seat. We did it. We did it, team. First seat. It happened. Civ is right after us. You know, that seemed like, look, this is already better than some things. Anyhow, I said this is crazy because we see Loam Pit, we see Hand Truck. Some of these are overhaul, Forest Stone, Upscale, Lumber Mill. Like these miners, I would like to keep all the miners, and then I would like to ship all the ox and have the right to take multiple ox out of another pack. None of these occupations speak to me. Yeah, honestly, none of these occupations are good, right? None of these are good. These are really bad. I want to ship all the ox, keep the rest. Okay, so if we're shipping all the ox, first picking Loam Pit seems wrong. Maybe we hit Loam Pit combos, but deeply unclear. Amongst the rest of the miners, honestly, I have no clue what we should keep. Lumber Mill's good. I generally like Forest Stone, but probably keep Hand Truck. And then hope to find a bake thing, because Hand Truck's real good then. Oh, wow, we're almost out of time, too. I guess Hand Truck, and I'm first picking Conjurer. That seems crazy, but I have, like, no time. I waited way too long, and we're in a fast time game. Ed bonus with weak ox is not really the game plan. None of these are bake yet, so no bustedness there. Building around Collier scares me, and yet that might be the play. You would say Loam Pit or Hand Truck. You like going for Hand Truck combo? I think so too. I think going for the Hand Truck thing was the right play. I think taking Ed bonus is correct here, even if Ed bonus is just one or two things. I don't expect Ed bonus to be much though, because these ox are bad. We are seeing trash fire ox. I guess Collier. Collier can be things. I don't generally believe in it though. I guess Tree Farm Joiner. Why am I ignoring Tree Farm Joiner, actually? Tree Farm Joiner's fine. In a game that has very solid miners. Yeah, Tree Farm Joiner's actually reasonable. It's not... I view Tree Farm Joiner relatively iffy. 2 wood and 2 miners is not great, but it does accelerate some good miners. Tree Farm Joiner's worthwhile. You were in the queue? Oh, dang. Well, that is sad. Trident over Ed bonus might be correct, but we're gonna hope that the next couple packs of ox are slightly better, and that we've not really seen any plow help, we've not seen any veg help, so even shitty ox might be worthwhile here with Ed bonus. Also, we might get tutor back, and tutor Ed bonus becomes a bit more of a thing too. So times could be worse. Yeah, we'll see. When there's also a 3 wood 3 miner Ock, you agree it seems a bit underwhelming? I mean, 3 wood 3 miner Ock is real good though, so like, yeah. Tutor on the wheel does become reasonable with Ed bonus. Yeah, it helps make things. Oh, and here's the good cards. There are good cards. The bad news is they're just giving lots of grain, and like technically Hand Truck could already give me lots of grain, so I'm also pretty disappointed that the cards are like, oh, you can have tons of grain, because that's not really what I need. I don't really need tons of grain. Honestly, shifting Cultivator, if I had a way to abuse Hand Truck, would be really exciting, but we've not found a way to abuse Hand Truck yet. Sheep Provider's probably my preference here over Cornmaker. Cornmaker can give the veg, though. Huh. The problem is I don't know that I want to play Cornmaker early, but... As for the rest of these miners, a little unclear what I want. Reed Belt is like pretty good if I want a bunch of Reed. This is a tricky draft. It is, because there's so much blah. Also, Second Spouse. Do I just take Second Spouse, actually? I've seen no reason to not 3-room this game at this point. And I don't really need this grain support, to be honest. I just don't.
These are good grain support cards. I'm not gonna dispute that, but I think I take Second Spouse. I'm gonna get something playable on the wheel here, by the way, which is nice. I'm running low on time. I take Reed Belt, and what am I doing with all the Reed if I'm not building rooms? This might just be an Acorns basket. Late game Acorns? I'm gonna take a late game Acorns. I like that. Uh, we're back to underwhelming occupations. Barrow Pusher's okay. Barrow Pusher Bellfounder, that's actually kind of interesting. Nobody's going for that. But Barrow Pusher and I guess Remodeling, there was Upscale Lifestyle, so there could be an interesting Clay Rooms game plan here. Uh, Pig Owner is okay-ish with Acorn's Basket, but I think Barrow Pusher's playable here. Pig Owner's okay here, but Corn Maker procs more than Sheep Provider in your experience. I think they're actually about equal. Sheep Provider just gives you a lot of the grain late, which is not great, whereas Corn Maker provides more early, which is better. Also, Feed Yard is actually mildly interesting here, but Remodeling can be a lot of clay, so we'll take it. We're definitely in a weird position. Also, the Tree Farm Joiner is a little weird here because I don't really have things I want to play early. Loam Pit can add a lot of clay. That's true. There's still the Loam Pit in the draft too. Good call. There's a Loam Pit, so you doubt anybody ever tops his Remodeling from yesterday? Probably true. I mean, yeah, that one was sick. But anyhow, even Remodeling that just gives like 4 clay, right? Like having just a private 4 clay action can be totally make an extra clay room viable, or give you a hearth, or give you good pottery things. Like I don't know. I'm relatively not high on Remodeling, but I think Remodeling is underdrafted. I think you often see Remodeling as like fourth, fifth, sixth pick, and like it's just very flexible and reasonable. But it's not. I guess it's not always good. It probably is right that it's roughly fourth, fifth pick a lot of times. But anyhow, winning yet? Definitely not. Our opening Ock packs were shit, absolute garbage. Uh, but you know, we'll see if anybody rolls up with any particularly good Ock. We do get the Tutor back. Okay, Tutor actually makes our hand quite a bit better. Conjure is fun though. I mean, the Conjure is dead. To be clear, we're not. I don't think we're actually playing Conjure. We took a hand truck and we found there's other grain sources in the draft. I mean, maybe we Conjure. I actually kind of like Conjure personally, to be honest. But okay, we could Loam Pit for a bunch of clay, but I'm a really high on Forest Stone. I like Forest Stone a lot usually. Also, this clay pipe's not terrible, but I think I take Forest Stone. It has a point on it. Overhaul's okay, but I need cards that are worth playing early. I need some more miners that I actually want to play, so I think Forest Stone is the pick. And the trickles of food are not unwelcome. I found no bake help, so the first pick hand truck is pretty bad. Not the hand truck pan baker combo, correct. Okay. Here are the crap ox we expected to get back. Woodpile is fine here. It's not great, but it's fine. It's 1 or 2 wood. 1 or 2 wood as a miner is fine. The Master Builder is the best card in general. I did not take any of the Reed help. Somebody took Reed Hatted Toad, and there's a Reed Belt. There are worlds where we could build 5 clay rooms and master build, but with Second Spouse in hand, is that what we're supposed to do? Or do I literally just take Cookery Outfitter because with Tutor this is like a point? Like, I'm probably going to wind up having a fireplace or a hearth, because it doesn't actually seem I'm baking particularly. Although with Hand Truck I probably should still bake, I don't know. You think it's safe to pass the clay pit? Oh, for sure. I'm not worried. I wasn't worried at all about that. I guess I take Cookery Outfitter. Because, yeah, I mean, we probably are going to add bonus. Wow, both Sheep Provider and Corn Maker came back. Reed Belt coming back is pretty welcome. Reed Belt is very playable. The Straw Thatched Roof is also probably playable someday now. But how did both Corn Maker and Sheep Provider come back? That's wild. People must have a lot of grain, which suggests to me that there's like a Field Watchman in the game. Is gonna be my guess. What else provides a lot of grain? Childless.
why do none of my opponents want these cards and they wanted the other? I mean, there were some other reasonable cards in this pack. I said I was getting something good back, but people took a Quipper. They took... God, what else? I should have remembered this pack better. But, like, this is very surprising to me that both of these came back. I was expecting... These were the two best cards, in my opinion. So both of them coming is surprising. What else was I looking at in this pack? I took Second Spouse. There was an Equipper. Two other cards got taken that I didn't really expect. They were okay. They were not terrible cards, because I did say most of the stuff was playable, at least. But wow, I don't really remember. That's sad. Anyhow, this mostly comes down to timing at this point. Sheep Provider is a lot of gray late, which I don't really need. I guess I take Cornmaker. Cornmaker's flexible. I don't know the timing on when Cornmaker hits the table. I don't know the timing on when we tutor. I don't know that we want a first stock tutor this game. But... okay, we're also our first seed. I don't think I want to Ock heavily. I'm not that interested in Ocking a lot early, because my Ocks early don't really accelerate me in significant ways. I'm pretty happy to just take Reedstone Food here. Although I guess Barrow Pusher into Plow is not terrible, but what am I doing with Clay and Food early? I'm doing nothing. I'm going to default to just taking some resources. This could be wrong, though. I also don't know. I could SP Reed Belt, but I don't know that I want to. The Collier is getting played. Okay, the game has tons of Reed. The game has tons of Reed. Collier actually getting played. Interesting. Portmonger is being played. I don't remember seeing Portmonger in the draft. Okay. Wild. Okay, do I want to re-up start? I don't think so. I think re-upping start's kind of silly. I think I'd just take 2 wood. This is not the most thrilling of starts, but I don't really have cards that are worth starting with, so just gathering some resources are fine. Civ does play Collier. I'm assuming Civ kept Upscale Lifestyle and is going to do Collier Upscale Lifestyle things. What else did we see? We did see Bellfounder. Civ could be doing Bellfounder Collier things? Maybe. Is that actually a good enough combo, though? I don't know that it is. But we'll see. Yeah, I just don't really think I care about playing too many of my Ox particularly early. I don't really care if I miss several Chordmaker procs. I don't really need the Chordmaker procs. Kali on its own is just a really strong card. Oh my god, heavy disagree. Extreme disagree. You've been warming up to it a lot. Okay. You don't mind starting early on when you plan on Ed bonus? I kind of agree, but the problem I don't like about starting early here is that I also have Tree Farm Joiner that can get out extra cards for me. And how many of these minor improvements do I actually want to play early? Tree Farm Joiner can play Reed Belt Forest Stone, and then I can play Ed bonus, and then I play Hand Truck Woodpile. Like, I think the reason I don't like starting here is because of Tree Farm Joiner. I do plan to play Tree Farm Joiner to get some miners out, and therefore I don't think I actually have all that many impactful miners. Collier is the only clay card that's good on its own. I'm gonna heavy disagree, but you do you. I think Collier without combos is generally just not strong, but gives amazing room tempo early, solves a lot of big house problems. You forgot about the Tree Farm Joiner. Gotcha. Yeah, I think with Tree Farm Joiner I don't want to start. Also, it looks like I'm going to be first or second here anyhow, so that's nice. Anyhow, part of why I'm low on Collier this game, by the way, is because this game had Reed Belt and Reed-Hatted Toad, so, like, I don't think Reed was tight at all. Which, by the way, is actually, the Collier is going to be slightly shit this game. The Collier is, or not the Collier, the Chordmaker. Chordmaker is going to be slightly underwhelming this game. I maybe should have taken Sheep Provider, but I'm guessing the Reed stack could grow pretty big this game because of all the Reed injection. The Collier, the Reed Belt, the Reed-Hatted Toad. There's a lot of potential read injection, which makes the Chord Maker procs limited, which could be a good reason to play Chord Maker early. Because if I don't play Chord Maker early, I might really miss out on using it like at all. But again, I don't know that I really need the grain from Chord Maker when I have Hand Truck providing a bit of stuff. Ponza's in deep thought here. Doesn't really know what to do, which is fair. Again, I don't totally know what to do. I'm basically just defaulted to take some resources. I'm gonna just day labor. Okay, so 4 clay is also left. It's just pretty interesting. There's a lot of good actions. What is most important to me? Just Freeok Chord Maker? Freeok Chord Maker is pretty defensible. I go Freeok Chord Maker, then I might try to sneak in Tutor before the other Ox. I don't really care if Tutor winds up being a bit late again. I don't really need to max Tutor. We're mostly playing Tutor to justify Ed bonus actually pushing out the veg in the field, which I think is fine. But let's play the Chord Maker. Chord Maker is going to be... Also, Portmonger adds read to the game probably too, right? Yeah, God, this Chord Maker might not be that important. I'm probably getting Ock back here too also, to be honest. Alright, screw that. Just take more Reedstone foods. We probably get Ock back. If somebody takes 2 read before us, so be it. That's fine. Equipper. Okay. We're fine with Equipper. Civ can play minors right after us without taking start player. That's totally fine. Alright. Ponza, do you take 2 read? You might. Oh, you're gonna Ock. Wow. Okay. Well, I don't need 2 read, but I'll take 4 clay. Shovel Bearer in a Collier game. Good luck, boys. This is not worth playing. This is also a card I did not see. Now, Shovel Bearer with Collier, that is a combo. I'm totally fine with that. But, anyhow, I take 4 clay and go for Hearth. Sure. Just joined. Did we dodge 4 seat? We did. We got first seat. It's amazing. It feels glorious. Scullery is being played. Okay, Scullery is cute. Although that totally messes... Scullery Collier is weird. Because Collier gives you clay, but you're not building clay rooms, you're not doing the upscale lifestyle, so yeah, you're just using it as a read injector in a game that has so much read injection, but whatever. Hallelujah? Yeah, it is welcome. It was a welcome shift. Okay, we're missing the initial chord make, that's fine. Do I even need to play read belt this game early too, to be honest? I don't know that any of my occupations are important to play in any sense of timing. Wow, yeah. 2 read is just going to come back to Ponza. 2 read. Oh, wow, doesn't even take it. Okay, yeah, chord maker's going to be shit. Nobody cares. Clay deposit. Oh, my. The fights. The battles. Oh, delightful. All right, we could build Hearth second action here and relatively early sheep. I like all of this. I will take 3 wood here, too, and just get room parts. Like, absolutely. Sign me up. I don't care. I don't give a shit about these Ox. You taking 3 read. Go for it, buddy. Go for it. I will take 3 wood into Hearth into build and be very content about just not playing shit cards. Civ has another Ock. What's it going to be? It is the Bellfounder. Oh, it is it is Bellfounder Collier. I was correct. That's fun. It's cute. I don't know that it's actually great, but it's cute. But this Shovel Bearer clay deposit. Harpooner Portmonger. Okay, well, that's also lovely to see. Even more read injection, even more food injection. This game is gonna be... This game's gonna be pretty good if we're allowed to just grow. If I just get an easy grow first, this game looks real solid for us. Pods is gonna block Civ's Collier. Oh, you'll love to see it. You'll love to freaking see it. Oh, that's so bad for both of them. It's absurd. That's a crazy move, actually. It's just ridiculous. I don't even have to Hearth this action, by the way. I could just Reedstone Food another time. I'm very tempted by just Reedstone Food another time. BMW looks great this game. Just build a well eventually looks fine. Why build a hearth when I can read stone food and continue just taking good actions? I guess the answer is because I could lose fireplace race. I could lose a fireplace race. And how important is reed stone food if everybody has tons of reed this game? Alright, I've talked myself into just build hearth. Just build hearth. Reed stone food's going to be easy to get later. Hearth maybe gets tricky later, so we're going to lock this down. We're going to lock that bad boy down. Civ is just going to take 2 clay with a wood. That's really just 3 food and a wood is what he took. I mean, it's not bad, but also when you played multiple cards to enable that button, I can open next round with 4 wood. I guess no, Ponza opens next round with 4 wood and forces me to build. That's fine. I will definitely just be building. Yeah, I'm definitely just building. Clay is going to be a bit tight this game. These guys are going to be weird about clay. So I don't actually, yeah, renovating and stuff could be weird because there's like stupid pressure on taking these clay stacks. But you got to assume Ponza opens 4 wood. I build. Civ takes 3 wood and plays a miner. Bog the Club does hell if I know. Ponza takes clay, takes reedstone food. I take on the wheel, I take reedstone food or Freok. I guess Freok is probably what I should play on the wheel. Freok opens up the ability to actually play Forest Stone while fighting for growth, and I'd like to get the Forest Stone going. I'm probably gonna greed for stock tutor now this game too. At this point, I don't think there's much need to chord make. I don't think most of my ox actually matter tempo wise. I mean, conjurer would matter if I cared to actually worry about conjuring food, but I don't care about conjuring food. I have a hearth. I'm gonna get the first sheep stack. I'm going to just play traditional boring Agricola of fight for room, fight for first sheep stack, and try to win from there. And that's fine. Kind of bogus that I don't have collector, bricklayer, clay supports in your opinion? Yeah. I've had to go through a really rough period. Why am I not just handed the world like Lumen? Why am I not him? Ponza's thinking a really long time about not taking 4 wood, which seems ludicrous to me. I will 100% take 4 wood and then just build, to be clear. 4 wood is always a premium action, in my opinion, especially in a game like this where I saw very limited wood injection. The only wood injection we've seen is Collier, and Harpooner's eating some wood out of the game, and there's always some wood cost miners. I mean, I guess wood pile is wood injection, tree farm joiner, conjurer, like we've seen very weak wood injection. So I'm expecting wood to be relatively tight. Maybe people build clay rooms. We've not seen that. Oh my god, first action clay pit. Wow, Civ is getting wrecked. I feel bad for Civ. I mean, this is just bad for Ponza though, right? Like, I mean, we're getting lucky. This is finally our game to be lucky, team. Like, I don't know what the hell that shit is, but I'm all about it. Like, that is insane. First action. What? You took 2 food, a clay, and a point? What are you doing? Civ has another Ock. Oh, Civ is Storksing. Oh my, Civ is definitely Stork's nesting this. That is spicy. I mean, he's playing a shit Ock to do it, but hey, technically wood injection. I mean, there will be a... This is not getting taken, so this is at least 1 wood. Oh, he's rethinking, but... My draft seems underwhelming? Oh, yeah, for sure. My first and second pick Ox were... My opening 2 packs of Ox were real bad. The Ock quality is not that high, which is part of why I've not played any, and part of why I've been waiting to see what my opponents are running. But my opponents are not running anything scary at all yet, in my opinion. Like... None of this is like, oh no, a portmonger harpooner, like whatever. A shovel bearer, oh no. Like, Civ has played the most reasonable looking cards, except this wood harvester's not really, but Civ is definitely setting up storks. How do I feel about Storks being in the game? Storks is a little messy. Adding growth to the game, I don't know benefits me, especially with second spouse. Yeah, I don't know that's good, but whatever. It's kind of funny that the bad ock quality makes even my reasonable cards not that great. Yeah, to be honest, it's fine. I have cards that are gonna be worth playing. Ed bonus. I'm gonna wind up tutor Ed bonus and play a bunch of mediocre ox. It's gonna be fine. Honestly, the barrel pusher might prove pretty powerful. These guys are making clay really annoying to get. To be honest, I think barrel pusher could prove surprisingly good, but you don't like the last two ox Civ played it, but with Stork's Equipper and Bellfounder, it makes more sense. Yeah, I don't really. I agree that the Wood Harvester seems relatively weak, but the Bellfounder slightly tying this together. Civ is just getting wrecked that Ponza is also trying to run clay shit. Like, I think Civ's general game plan works totally fine on just hitting the clay, like going to wood and clay, wood, clay pit, wood, clay pit, wood, clay pit, plus a bunch of ox. I think that totally works. But it's getting a little wrecked by Ponza being very weird. Ponza takes bottom feeding after shovel bearing. I can't even explain what Ponza's doing. But I love sitting after a dubious player, and I'm totally cool. I just build this room, absolutely. I wind up taking sheep, playing some ox, taking reedstone, like whatever. Does Ponza have lover? Probably. It's probably lover. I agree Ponza's normally good, so it's probably lover, actually. You guys are right. That's probably the plan, but you gotta love just building and growing a Stork's Nested Lover in the game. I guess I'm gonna build a bunch of rooms this game, because you're absolutely right. Like, there are a lot of things being played that don't seem important. Okay, Bog the Club could be annoying here. If Bog the Club builds first action, I actually don't want to SP. But also, if we're reading Lover and Stork's Nest, starting to grow just seems like a sucker's game anyhow. Like, who the hell cares? I am going to probably have to take the sheep this round, and that's fine. I need the food anyhow. This round, stuff like sheep and Freok are good. It's not guaranteedly Lover, but it has shades of it. No, I think you guys are probably right. Ponza didn't take 4 wood. That's the strongest indication to me that Ponza's not building a room, at least. Although, why do you take 3 reed if you're Lover? I don't know. Anyhow, growth doesn't flip. I might not protect growth here. I don't know that I actually fight for first growth. I mean, I'm not like that sad about playing miners, but also I'm like heavily reading this as Storks. And Ponza's not been showing any care about room parts. But Bog the Club's not going to force me to start first action. That's welcome. That is welcome. Civ gets to be slightly concerning with Storks, but I think he's still a little slow, right? He still has to go Ock into wood, play Storks into build. No, that's pretty viable for him. He wants to go Ock into, 2 wood, play Storks, then still short a reed. Then has to like clay, then build. And the build queue is also unclear. Okay, we'll see. It's interesting that we read it as Storks because it's Civ, but if it was a mediocre or newer player, we just assume they're all yes. Presumably we saw Storks. I mean, yeah, that's part of why we think it's Storks. Ponza takes the 4 clay pile. Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a big clay deposit. You're going to need a lot of bonus points, I guess, and maybe that's winning. I don't know. I'm just going to take sheep. Nobody's actually threatening them, but also this allows me to actually, like, SP if I want to, but I don't think I want to start. I don't think I'm going to start here. I think I'm just going to take Reedstone, Food, or Ock. Civ is going to take the clay. Okay, that makes sense, actually. Civ now has room parts. Civ needs room parts. Yeah, okay. Ponzo taking the wrong clay stack for the Lover. I agree with that. That's true. That's the guy in first place you're talking about, pal. Yeah. All right. Unfortunately, yeah, I don't know what Ponzo's up to, but Civ getting clay there was a massive break for him. Yes. Civ really needed clay pit. Actually, I didn't realize how badly, but Civ really needed the clay pit. It's the food, it's the reed that he needs. It's yeah. Civ can now Ock on the wheel. He'll probably just two food Ock actually. I think I am just gonna free Ock tutor here. It opens up Forest Stone. It lets me start playing some of my cards. I think playing my cards are more important than chasing Reedstone food in an early stone. It's an early stone game, and it's a game where there's a lot of extra reed. So I think I should just start playing some of my cards. That's my instinct. Letting Bog just grow first with Portmonger Harpooner is a little bit underwhelming, but also if it's late growth, I really don't like this start player. I really don't like the idea of starting into growing. When Ponza doesn't have room parts, and I don't know what they're doing, but it doesn't seem like they care about room parts. Like they're thinking for a long time here too, instead of just taking 3 more wood. I mean, what else is Ponza up to? Maybe Ponza could maybe have clay supports. Maybe clay supports explains this, and they're waiting for Reno because they didn't get upscale lifestyle. That could be believable. That could be believable. It's still a bit weird food wise. Clay supports wouldn't really explain the bottom feeding. That's my main issue too. But I will say I'm not actually sure what Ponza should have done last round. They didn't really have good actions. They're decided between 2 or 3 room lover. That could be. I generally don't know. Okay, we don't get free Ock. That does actually change my opinion slightly of Ocking. Reno Prepper. See, Reno Prepper speaks to clay supports. I'm reading this as clay supports, and they just didn't know anything better to do last round than 4 food. Yeah, I'm reading this as clay supports. Okay. If it's clay supports, they do actually care about the room cube, but they're just being slow about it. I could fight for first growth here still, but I just don't like it. I could just take Reedstone food. I could take value. I don't know that that's correct. I also could just take 3 wood. I could keep just taking lots of wood and fence early. I also can start player. Wait a sec. I do have food. I can go SP Reed Belt, SP Ed bonus. Ooh, wait a sec. I can literally get the grain from Ed bonus actually viably here. Oh, I missed that. I already have an improvement. Oh, you know what? I can also just hand truck. I could not Reed Belt. Wait a sec. Reed Belt's also pretty shit. I can go hand truck Ed bonus. Okay. I am fighting for growth first, actually. I've decided. I forgot that I could do this nonsense. This reads clay supports now? Yeah, I agree. I think it reads clay supports now. Civ has Carpenter. Okay. Yeah, definitely Storks. If it is late growth, Civ's game is pretty spooky, actually. Because Civ probably does get to build this round, because Ponza's not ready to build. Unless Reno flips, I guess. If Reno flips, Ponza first actions Reno's? Oh, and it is. Wow. Okay. Well, I mean, I'm committed. But late growth, good for second spouse, but also very good for Stork's Carpenter shenanigans. Bad for just straight out Reno stuff, though. So we'll see. I would like Ock on the wheel, so then I can grow Forest Stone. Oh, Civ is just building. Duh. What am I talking about? He can take wood to Storks. Duh. Civ obviously builds. Oh, gross. Yeah, gross. Yeah. Civ always builds. Duh. He doesn't. Yeah, no, he doesn't have to. Okay, Civ unfortunately is actually growing first. Pulling off a Storks with no help is nice. Early growth had made it a lot worse. Yeah, Civ is very fortunate in the growth flip here. Civ might be in the lead because of it. Like, Civ honestly might be winning because of this. I'm not even sure I should be playing all my Ox at this point. Like, running Tutor Ed bonus is a little bit questionable in late growth. I don't have that many actions. And my Ox might not be that impactful, but Civ doesn't have Ed bonus green. Yeah, I mean, I don't know that I should be running all these Ocs, but I guess I'm going to. I mean, there's very low Oc pressure the rest of the game, which is actually a slightly good reason to go for this. My opponent should not be playing that many more cards. Like, Civ is basically done playing Ocs for the game. I can't imagine. Well, although Civ does have a first pick that he's hiding from us. Civ definitely has a first pick he's hiding from us. Right? I saw all these cards. Did I see Carpenter? Did he first pick Carpenter? I saw Carpenter. Carpenter was in one of my opening packs. Carpenter was in my opening pack. I saw all these cards. I saw all these. Ooh, I could take 3 wood here and force Civ to major minor. Is that meaningfully better than just what I was gonna do? I would be growing reed belt then if I do that. That kind of seems worse than playing forest stone. Am I actually going to be able to slow down Civ's game anyhow? I'm going to go with the answer is probably no, unfortunately. I'm going to claim that I'm not slowing Civ's game down. I think we're probably losing to Civ is my guess. And then I'm going to hopefully get second place myself, but deeply unclear. Yeah, this... I think you absolutely need early fence for efficient feeding, right? Maybe. I'm not sure that's true. I think this game just has tons of food. I think there's lots of ways I can feed, and partly just taking animal stacks off the board even without fences is fine. I mean, early fencing would be good, and the wood is going to be tight, but I don't know. I think I can also wind up feeding via sow baking relatively okay. If I can get a field or two and then I sow bake with hand truck, even sow baking in a hearth can be fine here. Not like incredible, but good enough. We'll see. Anyhow, mostly expected things. This chord maker is awful. This is the worst chord maker game. Just the worst chord maker game. Nobody needs to read. I mean, luckily I'm not actually worried about it either, but wow, Panza does have upscale lifestyle. Upscale lifestyle for Panza instead of just Reno clay supports. Interesting. Okay. We have upscale lifestyle now, but I don't think I ever want to play it. Civ is going to get to take 4 reed here. That's actually very nasty. Oh, Civ's game is so good. Civ's game is so good. Civ is going to get 4 reed and probably also gets build this round. Civ is going to crush. I mean, his food, I guess, could maybe become an issue, but this is really unfortunate. This is crazy. Well done, Civ. I mean, it's actually going to work. It's a little sad that it's actually going to work because yeah, I'm not sure that it should have, but hey, it's working out. What did Panza play on Reno? They Renoed on Major Minor. Panza Renoed with upscale lifestyle. He upscale lifestyle rather than regular Renoed. So, yeah, I don't... Yeah, he didn't do what was expected. Anyhow, Civ slams the 4 reed as he should. Civ definitely is going to get his 5 rooms pretty rapidly. The only good news for us is at the very least Civ is not starting like ever this game, but you don't think they have clay supports? They're just hardlining clay rooms with shovel bearer, Reno prepper, clay deposit. That could be. You might be right, Zach. It might be they're just hardlining clay rooms because of what they have. Okay, I'm going to be offered 3 stone. It's going to be very hard for me to ignore 3 stone with forest stone. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm taking 3 stone here. Okay, I'm definitely taking 3 stone here. Priest. Okay, we're just hardlining clay rooms. The problem is Civ just builds here, right? Like, Civ is definitely just going to build 1 room and grow, And Ponza is not going to build here. I mean, I guess Ponza could build next round and it's all fine. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, I guess that's true. All right. I do need to start taking wood with extreme priority from here on out. But this stone was too tempting, and maybe it's a distraction, but Civ is going to just build, lock up another growth. Yeah, Civ getting to 4 already is a problem, probably. I can also try to keep him off wood, but I don't know. We'll see. Storks does turn into more of an early growth game feel, correct. So the fact that I had to SP twice in order to grow first, I'm not going to get that much value from growing first because like piles aren't really getting left for me because not everybody's really in the queue, but we'll see. Anyhow, that was a pretty cute priest. Ponza does get to double build with Reno Prepper and then has 4 stone. So admittedly, I do need to use my stone pretty quickly because stone's going to be very tight. So I do think I just build the well, right? Like, I'm just going to build the well next round at some point is the game plan. I want to, like, take wood, build the well, play an Ock, maybe take the 3 sheep. I'd like to get Barrow Pusher down so I could start plowing. The Tree Farm Joiner honestly doesn't really have much to do. So that's not really a priority. I guess I'm going to, like, Barrow Push Cord Maker. I eventually second spouse. The Cookery Outfitter eventually gets played. So it's really Tree Farm Joiner or Conjure that's not getting played at some point. Yeah. The Tree Farm Joiner, I guess, could eventually Acorns for me. And could eventually Remodeling, but what am I even doing with Remodeling? But anyhow, Civ is gonna Bellfound. So yeah, Clay is tight. I do think this Barrow Pusher is gonna be pretty good, but there's gonna be a lot of pressure on plowing and on wood. Although 6 wood is being left, but also Bog the Club gets to take 6 wood then grow. Ponza can take 4 wood then build. No, Civ can build. Ponza has to build. So I do get 4 wood. I get 4 wood. It's never Stone Oven? I don't think so. I don't think I care about Stone Oven. I have a hand truck, but I don't really care. I already have a hearth. Like, I don't know. I think animals are just piling up. Like, I could eventually come to be wrong on that front, but this harpooner is basically fed without doing other stuff. I guess Civ might eventually build a fireplace. Civ is trying to feed off Skullry Bellfounder, and that's not going to last forever. Civ definitely needs alternative food sources. But pigs flip, like, I don't know, there's very little food pressure. Is there any world where we actually build another cookery? Maybe. It's not with any priority, but the fact that we have Cookery Outfitter, like, maybe I build a 2 clay fireplace on Reno someday if I have spare clay, but spare clay doesn't really look like a thing this game, so we'll see. We will see is the answer, but I'm taking 4 wood, I'm building a well, I'm Ocking. That is the game plan. That is the game plan. I could live the 3-point Cookery Outfitter dream. Cookery Outfitter annoyingly only counts fireplaces. It does not count ovens. Ovens are not considered cooking improvements. So, just to be super clear, yeah, but tutor. Yeah, look, I plan to play Cookery Outfitter. That alone should be good enough. I'm gonna play Cookery Outfitter because Cookery Outfitter is a point plus a point from tutor plus an ed bonus proc. Like, if that's not enough, this is too harsh of a team then. Anyhow, Civ took Reedstone Food and is gonna build a BMW. That makes sense. That's fine by me. Clay Pipe for Bog the Club is whatever. Doesn't really matter. Ponza does something. Ponza has all their stone. Ponza is beating me to the well. Duh. Ponza builds the well. Okay, whatever. You do that. That's fine. I will Stone Oven then. I'll definitely build the well if Ponza doesn't. But if Ponza builds the well, I am going to Barrow Pusher and hope to get Plow. Yeah, and they are going to build the well. Okay. I totally forgot that. I would have had a first action well. Yeah, that's fine. My stone will go to other things. All right. Whoops, wrong ox base. Actually, wrong ox base. There is a chance that Civ plows. If Civ plows, my best action is probably just to ock again. So I should go here. Civ, if Civ wants to play another ock, kudos to that. But I don't think I'm actually handing Civ anything by doing this. I'd be really shocked if Civ actually has more ox. And Civ is gonna plow though. Yeah. Okay. Okay. This is why we opt where we did. We'd be left with relatively little to do, but oh, surprise, I actually have a thing to do. I guess I play Chord Maker. This Chord Maker is going to take a long time to proc, but hey, it's there. I have a Chord Maker. Unfortunately, Civ is actually starting. That is a bummer. Interim storage. What? Interim storage is cute, I guess, with his clay pit plans. I guess every time he takes clay pit, he's adding a future wood. Okay. Okay, fair enough. Wonder if Conjure is better than Chordmaker here. I mean, admittedly, taking 5 food with wood grain is cute, but yeah. I would love to plow. I'd love to take animals. Civ SP to build. Oh, because Bog the Club could build. Civ was just starting to lock up the growth. Wow, okay. Sure. I would love. I think my priority is plow, to be honest. Plow is the most important. Then I take animals. Plow, animals, wood. Plow, wood, animals. Plow, wood, animals. Maybe just 3 wood. 3 wood, fence 10 animals? Oh, ooh, what about 3 wood, fence 10 animals? Wow. Lots to consider. 3 wood, fence 10 animals. Yeah, deeply unclear. I think I should start plowing. It's round 9. I have no plow help. I need plows. I need places to sow. I think I have to. Sorry, my plow help is ed bonus. This also gets me closer to Reno something, like Reno Stone Oven, which I maybe do want to do someday. I don't think I want a fence yet, but. Civ is building BMW for food. Yep. Civ's BMW is, yeah, this is a very good BMW. Civ's game is, yeah, again, a real issue here. Civ growing to 5 already. Bog the Club, yeah, is sad. He has the Harpooner and didn't get the BMW. I mean, Bog the Club was never getting into BMW, so. Weren't the one I had Tree Guard? I had Tree Guard yesterday. Oh, yeah, sorry. So Zach had Tree Guard against me and against Lumen. Zach's Tree Guard wasn't really a disaster, though, to be fair. Zach's Tree Guard actually, like, kind of worked. Ponza needs food. Oh, hey, wait. Ponza needs food. Delightful. I get 3 wood back. Okay. Ponza's bottom feeding, just 5 food, probably. Oh, Ponza could clay pit to feed. Oh, yes. Clay pit to feed. Yes. Block Civ. Block Civ. Thank you. Civ needs to be slowed down even more. You didn't see it, of course. You were doing that based off reports. Somebody else just took your material delivery and scored 60. Correct. They still handed the game. Still was somebody else's. To be clear, yeah, it wasn't Zach's win by any means, but. All right, I might have to actually SP next round to get out of this seating order quandary, but Civ just takes bottom feeding. Yep, okay, makes sense. I will take 4 sheep. Nobody threatening animals is at least a nice break for me, but not being able to fence yet is kind of a problem. And yeah, not having tempo on the animals is kind of an issue, but 2 stone for Bog. What's that about, Bog? What's that about? What are you up to? What are you up to?
Okay. Things are okay here, at least. But do we think teal is double building or fencing on time? Double building. I'm going to go with double build. Civ takes 4 clay. Not Bell founded it, I would assume. I assume Civ's going to try for Reno next round and hold on to this clay. And I think that is what he chose. Oh no, Bell Founders right now. I assume Civ holds this clay and plans to Reno next round. He storks, yep, obviously. Although he eats a reed. Yeah, no, he eats a reed. Civ might be opening 2 clay pit, just because 2 clay pit gives him the reed and the clay to then Reno. Second action, and he might just be trying to get the Reno out of the way so he can keep Bell found in. I think that's pretty reasonable, actually. So then Bog the Club could get like 4 wood, and then Ponza has to decide between 3 wood and plow. I get 1 of those, which is good. I would love 3 wood and fence 13, but I'd also be very happy with plowing. I probably get 3 pigs next round also, just to like keep food just incredible. And then I just start playing some more ox. Could play Tree Farm Joiner. Tree Farm Joiner's not doing much. I also don't really need the pigs because of Acorns Basket. Although I do need another reed if I want an Acorns Basket ever. Awkward, because I'd like to run it once at least. I could Stone Oven this round potentially too. Oh, Civ is going to take wood first. Never mind. Okay. I mean, I guess that makes more sense, but Civ definitely wants to Reno this round. So Repook first pick. Well, that's good. Civ's game still looks pretty problematic, but we'll see. Do you think Civ might win? I mean, Civ's gonna win. Yeah, I think Civ's already won. I mean, he has crazy action advantage. Like, crazy action advantage with decent food seems pretty winning. Also has a BMW that's gonna be just ludicrous. That BMW is gonna be great. Repook was one of the reasons to not take Chord Maker or Sheep Provider. Yeah, that's a good call. It's still deeply unclear why these guys don't have Chord Maker or Sheep Provider. I don't understand yet, but we'll see. Anyhow, I'm taking 3 wood or plow. I don't know what. Bog the Club's only building 1 room. Oh wow. Bog the Club building 1 room is surprisingly restrained. I give him credit. Building 1 room here is probably the right blend, actually. Like, yeah. Oh, Ponza has to grow now. Duh. Oh, wow. I think I want to take 3 wood over plow because I can go 3 wood, fence 13, and then just take pigs. As much as I want plows, there's quite a bit of value in getting my fences just done. God, there's so much value in plowing, though, too. Plows are freaking tight. Wood is tight, too, though. And fencing allows me to take other strong actions. I don't know. I don't know for sure, team. Realistically, I'm just a little behind, is really the truth. I can't do everything, but these are what your games always look like when you have second spouse. I mean, this is a late growth game. Like, to be clear, if this game was like Grow in 5 and I just grew first in round 5, even with second spouse, I'd be doing pretty well here. And Civ would at least be significantly slowed by that. I mean, it'd be so different, so who knows, but second spouse, not good Ock. Second spouse is fine. If you're gonna try to argue to me Collier is better than second spouse, whatever. We have different opinions of the game. I figured you were about to say it is, but anyhow, yeah, Plow got taken. We'd love Ponza to start player.
I have no idea if Ponza actually a star player. Ponza needs food too. Ponza's kind of dying food wise. I guess they have well and forest well food, so Ponza has some trickles of food coming. But it looks Ponza's game looks. I mean, they have points because they're in a four-person, four-clay house and have a well, like some wells. But I think Ponza doesn't have enough wood to compete. I don't think they have enough food to compete. I think we're ahead of Ponza safely. Bog the Club. Bog the Club also is a little too behind. Animal Tamer, well, that's a bummer. Animal Tamer means they're going to take my pigs unless I take the pigs now. That makes my fences less exciting. Oh, they restart. I was about to say, that does make things way less exciting about fences because I'm not going to get the pigs back. They might be debating not do. Oh, they are going to do it. God. Okay, so tough decision time. Do I let them get away with this? Do I let them get away with this, or do I need to just take a 9 food action? Because 9 food actions are crazy, and letting Ponza have a 9 food action is also crazy. It's probably crazy. Look, I will agree with this, right? I mean, Collier is clearly a big house card. You need action advantage to make Collier good. And Second Spouse is very much a 3-room game card, and you need some help to make your 3-room game good. I am going to just slam 3 pigs. I mean, passing on 9 food in my position seems probably too wild, so. Also, to be honest, I didn't really want to fence 13. I think I want to fence big, because I'm not going to get enough fields this game, so fencing big seems better. So I can go SP Woodpile, actually. SP Woodpile in defense 15. Or SP Woodpile into Plow in defense 15. It actually looks pretty good here. The only real question is, do I want to keep a sheep around just because I can play acorns later? Maybe? I'd have to take a reed to play acorns. I guess I'm not playing acorns. But the animals are going to be very contested here in the end game. Bog the Club wants to take animals for Wood Away Bucket. Like, I'm not going to get breeding pairs easy at all because I don't actually have good enough fence tempo. So that's a bit of a bummer, but I think I have to just take this food. You wonder what's the stats say? You don't think either of them are great? I would agree neither of them are great. To be clear, that was mainly my argument. To be clear, mostly Zazak at the start of this stream called Collier a great card, and I heavily disagree with that. I think Collier is very mediocre. It occasionally has games where it does a lot. I think Second Spouse is also pretty mediocre, but I think it sometimes is pretty powerful. To be clear, if there wasn't a growth injector, if this game didn't have freaking Stork's Nest that actually worked, if this game didn't have a growth injector, Second Spouse would be huge here. Everybody would be stuck, like, wanting to build a bunch of rooms, potentially, and not being able to, like, grow into them fast enough. Second Spouse could be huge. Bog SP'd. Well, that sucks. Bog, why you have to be the one to SP? I wanted to play my woodpile. Do I ever play woodpile for 2 wood here? No, I guess I just play tree farm joiner? Do I actually awk this stupid thing? The problem is it only gives me 1 wood. Ugh, it only gives me 1 wood when I need it. And then it gives me the ability to play upscale lifestyle. That's not good. It gives me the ability to play remodeling, which is very mediocre. I could play acorns, but then not have reno parts. I guess I'm just playing Second Spouse now. I don't think Tree Farm Joiner does enough. I don't think I have miners that are worth playing. Yeah, I don't have miners that are worth playing late. I could also just fence 13 here, but this is okay. I could play Woodpile from it. Never mind, you forgot how Woodpile works? Yeah. Wow, was the latest stats dump already? on page 2. Oh, wow, yeah, okay. All right, I want 4 players. Players rated 500 plus. Sure, let's go there. All right, Control F, second. Second spouse comes in at the 255th card. That seems pretty much what I would have expected. Collier. Collier comes in at 138. That does come in significantly better, which is, I mean, they're still mostly, neither of them are great, but Bog the Club is first action in fishing. Well, that's fine. I will plow or 3 wood. I would like to plow then 2 wood is what I would like. I'd like plow 2 wood. Fence 15. Although Civ is going to fence on me. Civ is probably fencing on me. Civ also has the loam pit. Cute. Oh, Civ also fireplaced. Does that matter to me? No, it doesn't. That was on Reno. Nice. Okay. Collier, only say that if your card is rated lower. I don't care about stats. You go with your heart. That's fine. You're allowed to go with your heart, just like I'm allowed to go with my heart. But yeah. I mean, to be fair, it does look like this game, if we review the draft, if I cut Collier from the draft, you know, maybe Civ isn't beating us now, because I don't know that Civ actually has a game plan without Collier. If Civ is stuck with, like, Tree Farm Joiner, I don't know that he can actually pull off a Stork's game plan and beat us here, but also, like, we're in the one scenario. Like, even if growth is in 6, I think the game is, like, a lot more close and interested. Like, Civ ran a Stork's Nest and got the growth flip. Like, I don't know. I guess, to be fair, I thought I wanted late growth. Maybe I'm supposed to cut Stork. I don't have to take Storks really highly. I don't know. Whatever. Civ's good. Losing to Civ is pretty expected, really. It's fine. How's Ponza feeding, by the way? Ponza is... I don't know what Ponza's doing here. Ponza is... I really don't know. But whatever. Ponza's gonna do something. I am going to hopefully plow. Plowing would be very nice. Ooh, I am gonna plow. Ponza's literally gonna clay pit first action. This shovel bearer clay deposit to me seems like nonsense, but I mean, I guess this is a lot of clay deposit points. And Ponza's score is looking okay. Maybe Ponza will prove me wrong and can show me what's up, but I prefer to take 1 clay action all game. Yeah, look, I've used Collier before. If you'd really want to believe it, I've used Collier before. Absolutely. Collier has its time and place. I just think Collier on its own is usually not good enough to be a meaningful, like, contributor to a team. Like, I think it's, especially in a game that already had, like, a bunch of other read injection and stuff. Like, I don't know. Now, again, Civ has a game plan made it work. Maybe I should explore slightly more the opportunities to make Collier game plans work. But anyhow, yeah, plowing's got to be right here. Plowing also enables me to renovate. But I should get 2 wood back here, I think. Yeah, Civ is going to fence. Okay. I should just get 2 wood back and be able to fence next round. This is a really nice round for Civ defense, admittedly. The animals are at a great spot, but maybe I should have just fenced 13 because the fence tempo of this game is crazy and the animal stacks are going to be nice, but I'll fence 15 next round. It'll be fine. Getting these plows is good. I might go 2 wood into Sobake? Nah, I probably just go 2 wood into Ock again. Just go 2 wood, Ock. Ock Tree Farm Joiner doesn't even do... Ock Tree Farm Joiner? No, right? That doesn't even work anymore. No, I guess it's just Ock Conjurer and then Ock Cookery Outfitter. Bog the Club's going to take the sheep. Okay, well, that's good. That's, again, slightly... I mean, slowing Civ down is silly, right? Civ's won this game, right? I don't beat Civ. Yeah, I'm not beating Civ. I need to worry about beating Bog and Ponza. But Ponza is going to Fireplace? What is Ponza doing? I get 3 wood? I mean, sure. I don't understand. You guys need wood, surely, to actually compete eventually? Forest stone putting in a lot of work, by the way. This forest stone worked very nicely. I'd still like to get a stone oven someday, which renovates... Renovate right now is a little bit awkward because I can't stone oven. Yeah, I guess I'm just awking until I get one more clay, and then I can reno a stone oven. Although Ponza can just build a stone oven anytime they want. What happened to Ponza's grain from Animal Tamer? What happened to Ponza's grain from Animal Tamer? Did they take wood from Animal Tamer? Ponza SPs, that's welcome. Chop House. We took this clay because we wanted Chop House. Okay, sure. The Tempo and Carpenter was really good for Civ here. Being able to build in 3 straight rounds was really strong. Yeah. You're still impressed by it. You've never had luck going Storks without Ock room accelerators. Carpenter's a pretty weak one. Carpenter's weak, but he does have room accelerators. Collier is a bit of a room accelerator for sure. It gives you wooden reed, like, and then he does have Carpenter, which this is a 6 wood action for his game. Like, that's meaningful. That's quite meaningful. The Equipper is also really good for a Storks game. Equipper really good in a Storks game. And he has the food support. Like, Civ has the main things you want in a Storks game, being playing your minor improvements, giving yourself food, giving yourself extra resources for building. The only card that's pretty much done is Wood Harvester. Although, what has Wood Harvester done for him? It has given him 3 wood and a food. Like, it's not that bad. Anyhow, I'm blabbing a bunch while I have to take an action. I don't think I want to renovate here because, yeah, I don't actually have the extra clay I need yet. I think I do just keep ocking. I need to get these ox out to get my end bonus, and I could get a pretty good sow action set up at point here. Collier will eventually give me another grain, presumably. Yeah. I still have a lot to do here. I have too many resources I've not used, but Ponza took wood with Animal Hammer. Yeah, I mean, he wants to chop house his way to crops rather than having sheep provider or having corn maker, so whatever. Yeah. Civ has all the actions in the world. Just is going to take 2 stone to set up Reno. That seems very disciplined and reasonable. Yep. Yep, again, Civ is just running away with the game, but I need to find a path to 2nd place at least. But if growth flips, I think I have 2nd relatively fine. Ponza still has points and action advantage on me, but I have set up some really high point actions that are coming. My Ock Cookery Outfitter action is 4 points with the field. My Reno something action is like a good number of points. My Fences action is a lot of points. But we'll see. This should take Civ to the top of the leaderboard. Glad to help out Civ. Not really, but he scrapped it together from a bunch of mediocre and subpar cards. Yes, I agree. Civ's played a really impressive game here. I agree. We should I don't want to take that away from him. Civ's played a really clever and fun game. This interim storage is actually being cute for him too. Like, he has Reed coming to him now even. Interim storage is going to give him Reed in 14. Not that he probably needs it because he had the Reed stack. This is the worst Chord Maker ever. This Chord Maker has not triggered. I mean, the Chord Maker has been able to trigger twice this game at 3 Reed each time, or just once? No, it got taken at 3 Reed, 3 Reed, right? We're in round 12. And there's 5 Reed. It got taken at 3 Reed, 4 Reed, and I played it after the 4 Reed got taken. That's right. I mean, I played it late. But also, yeah, this was the worst Chord Maker game I've ever seen. I should have taken Sheep Provider, it turns out, but wow. Okay, Ponza not even taking growth, taking 4 wood. Well, okay, second spouse. I guess you're not needed.
That actually sucks. Ponza not taking growth hurts me. But also, how do you SP and not take growth? And now Civ gets plow? That's so fucking frustrating. Ponza, my dude, what the fuck are you doing? Oh my god. Civ doesn't even take the plow. He wants the animals. Civ's food is bad. Okay. This is what you meant about second spells in your hand? Just a brick? Yeah, I guess so. How do you not grow, though? Grow flips in 12? Come on, Ponza. You have to grow there. Although they're getting plow back. Wow. Okay, sure. Whatever. I mean, Civ going last is something, but... anyhow, growth flipped. The big news is growth flipped. I got grow. That was the big thing. That's what I needed. I'm going to be able to fence here. There is a question. I'm now warming up to fence 15 small instead of fence 15 big. I don't know what I should be doing, though. I also should be worried about renovating. But, you know... Not a brick, a point and a stone. Yeah. Also, it might matter next round. There's a decent chance that Bog or Ponza grow first action next round. The tutor enabler bumps it up to stats. Yeah. No, I mean, second spells should have been really good here. Ponza should have grown. I agree that Ponza needs a lot of wood, but Ponza passing on 3 points in 2 actions back? Like, Ponza was always going to get 3 wood on the wheel. Like, how do you open 4 wood here? Also, how do you take... I get plow? Oh my god. Okay, well... I guess my stone oven is under threat, to be fair. My stone oven might disappear, but whatever. If my stone oven goes, I'm okay with it. Like, I will just take the best actions. You had to plow instead of grow. Yeah, that does suck. Okay. Yeah, admittedly, the stone that I grabbed a long time ago has turned out way worse than I thought. I probably shouldn't have grabbed this stone because everything's getting taken, but I could run a stone oven here, but I think I should just be fencing 15, right? Like, I definitely should just fence. But I think the correct answer is I do fence. I now fence only 6 spaces because I already have an end bonus field coming, and I'd like to be able to plow one more time because I might be getting plows, so. It seems like a dream combo. It does seem like it should have worked. It does feel like it should work, right? But yeah, sometimes the game tempo is weird, but... Anyhow, yeah, it should work, but... To be honest, like, there is a decent chance that Bog and Ponza just open plow next round, and I get growth again, and second spells does nothing, but... It's absolutely not the dream. Second spouse is limited in that regard. Like, it is. Like, I could have hoped that Bog grew. I definitely could have hoped that Bog grew. And that I could have grown with my last action. But admittedly, I got grow and plow this round. So, like, I got what I wanted anyhow. I presumably get fences also. Although I could also just Reno Stone Oven, assuming Ponza doesn't take it. Like, Reno Stone Oven right now is also pretty defensible. But then the fence queue is a mess. Yeah, the fence queue is a mess if I do that. Screw that. Yeah, correct. That is why second spouse is actually not like super strong, because it does have a really obnoxious downside of people kind of have to actually accommodate you, and sometimes they won't because yeah, you know. Also, like, Cornmaker has to be accommodated, and nobody's accommodating Cornmaker, you jerks. Give me some more stuff. Whatever. It's okay. I am at least feeling pretty good about second. I think I beat Ponza's game at this point, but I definitely feel good about beating Bog. Bog looks just really behind, but it'll be great in 14 when Civ's Patty's endgame. Yeah. I mean, I can take it myself. Like, Civ has to eventually be concerned I take it myself. Like, I think Civ might just take it this round even. Like, he doesn't need more read. Like, he has read on interim storage. This is all the read he needs for the game anyhow. I mean, he might be renovating, though. Bog building an improvement. I approve. This protects my stone oven from Panza's nefarious thoughts. And I think Civ just wants to renovate instead of... I don't really think anybody wants stone oven. There's just improvements that people want. But Bog is getting clay wrecked this game, by the way. The barrel pusher is being very helpful to me because, yeah, the clay is just so janked for everybody's else's sake. I might still reno to stone also this game, right? Like, taking Reedstone food to get another renovate in could be right, but the reno queue is tight, so... I mean, there's still a lot for me to do here, but I do have 4 actions now. I still have second spell, so I'm going to guaranteedly get to 5 family members. I get another field off end bonus. I probably get at least 1 more plow. I'm going to get okayish crops via sowing by the end. I don't, again, it's not, it's probably, well, it's not winning, right? Civ beats us, but I should break 40. I should get low 40s at least, and I think that beats Panza. Civ is going to hand us the Corn Maker proc. Hallelujah. Do I buy a veg? I think I do buy a veg. There's a decent chance that I can get grain via hand truck or via traveling with Conjurer. So I think buying the veg and sowing veg is good. Also, veg is just better with the hearth if I do need the food later. My food is getting a bit tight. Stone oven with hand truck could be pretty helpful this round. If I do something like 2 sheep, cow, reno stone oven, so bake, that would be like really crazy. Something like that would be sweet, but we'll see. I might actually first action 2 sheep just because of hand truck though. Hand truck cares about accumulation, right? Yeah. Yeah, even just 2 sheep into reno stone oven with hand truck is kind of cute, but nobody's gonna first action grow on 13. That's kind of my bet. I hope that's not true, but LOL, Pods' nefarious thoughts sounds like a fun short story. Yeah. Anyhow, yeah, I kind of think this next round is gonna open plow so plow. And so yeah, I do think second spouse is gonna brick next round, but I think I'm okay with that. I mean, I'm hoping somebody first action grows. I will skip plow in order to take 2 sheep. Giving Civ plow, admittedly, is a little spooky, but I think Civ kind of wants to SP for... like plow so, potentially, anyhow. So Civ very well might be putting me last, which will suck. Ooh, and there's not 2 sheep, damn it. That makes sense. Okay, I am going to first action plow, I guess. Yeah, this hand truck's not good, but whatever. I guess I first action plow? Unless I can grow. I probably should just grow, but... I could first action travel, then do something like take cow and try to renovate. I do want to renovate pretty badly because Civ didn't renovate. Oh yeah, Civ not renovating is kind of rude. I mean, it makes sense why Civ didn't renovate because it's rude to his competition. But yeah, that's kind of brutal. Alright, Bogger Club. Plow so makes sense, but so does grow. Just grow. Alright, come on, Panza, grow. Grow instead of plow. Be a pal. Grow, grow, grow. Is it ever just SP upscale first action? If I had wood, how do you want me to play upscale with all the wood that I don't have? That sounds like a really good plan otherwise. Oh, yeah, that wood problem. Yeah, about that. With that said, upscale could be sneakily okay here. I could try to like pottery and then upscale my reno or something. Upscale might be a path to let me reno to stone at a certain point. I'm not sure. We'll see. All right, Panza, grow. Grow. Grow, grow, grow. Panza might just take 3 wood instead of... Panza needs plows. He needs wood. Panza needs all the farming shit. He's done too much clay deposit nonsense. 7-point clay deposit, though. You know, that is very fun. It's not doesn't appear to be winning, which is not at all shocking to me. Taking Clay 7 times doesn't lead to a win. Kel's surprise, but is gonna be plow. All right. I mean, I should probably just grow. More actions is good, but I also kind of want to greed this stone oven nonsense food stuff. I also want to conjure. I do want traveling. God, not growing is so crazy though, right? Yeah, screw it. All right, second spells did shit this game, but Ponza not growing last round is honestly was wrong. It was wrong for him, and again, it's frustrating when opponents do that. Civ is gonna SP for plow, so yeah, this is the other problem though. Civ is gonna SP for a plow. I mean, he has to. It's definitely the right move. Stone clearing, sure, yeah, whatever. I don't even know if that's worth it though. What the heck is that for? I don't know. I won't know. It's fine. Okay. I would like to travel. I'd like to renovate. Oh yeah, Bog can renovate. I have to just reno stone oven dry here and not bake with it. That sucks. Not being able to bake with it sucks, but I definitely have to just do it. It's too many points, and the queue is too obnoxious. I gotta just lock it up. But yeah, that timing with hand trick is unfortunate. But that's how she goes. I might get away with Reno Stone Oven travel into So Bake. I don't know that Ponza's So Baking. Maybe. Hopefully not. Ponza might So Bake to put those crops in the ground. It doesn't seem particularly important to them compared to taking wood and fencing. But anyhow, yeah, the Reno queue is way too horrible to ignore here. So I definitely renovating. Civ might actually have to first action renovate. Civ might have wrecked themselves because Ponza wants to renovate and Bog wants to renovate. Unless, oh wait, there is dwelling plan in the draft, right? Ponza's gonna take my stone oven. What the fuck? You need wood. You need fences. What are you doing? You're gonna eat your grain and take another grain? What the fuck? Okay, I don't care about renovate that bad anymore. What in tarnation was that shit? Does Ponzo only understand offboard points and doesn't understand onboard points? You threw away your only grade. Oh, sigh. Okay, whatever. Civ does get the Reno in, too. I mean, of course. I mean, I'm going to get Reno blocked now, I guess. No, I don't. I guess Ponza got out of the Reno queue. Sure, I don't. Whatever. A fireplace opens up. That's kind of cute for me. I guess there's still a pottery. I can Ock here and get my field and then be able to Reno pottery or Reno fireplace. I will Ock here and hope to get So Bake. It'd be a huge So Bake. It'd be a really big So Bake, assuming I'm allowed to. And Ponza shouldn't So Bake anymore, right? Right? Ponza shouldn't be So Baking anymore. So I think I can get Ock into a really good So Bake with I bake one grain with hand truck in a hearth, but that's still meaningful. That helps. Anyhow, that stone oven from Ponza is really annoying. I mean, I get it that Ponza was running out of use for their resources. It was 3 points, but God, throwing away your grain, it was like a 1 point action. I mean, it gave you 4 food too. And Ponza's food is shit. Ponza's food is shit. Okay, maybe they had to do that. Ponza's food is just that bad. But you passed on 3 wood, and you don't have crops. You've built up great ceiling, but you have no floor. You just have no floor.
Okay. Well, anyhow, I took 3 stone and I came to regret it. I've done the classic thing of take the pile and not use it. That's bad. You shouldn't do that. But Ponza beat us to the well. Ponza beat us to the stone oven. Not that I think they should have done that, but they did. Ponza chose not to grow for, I guess, food related reasons, and I don't know. Ponza's game's been, I think it's been bad, but it's fine. To be clear, Ponza is beating us. They're at 28. That is more than I have, but although this move here is already 4 points, so big is like a lot of points, so we'll see. We'll see. I think I still have enough to get past Ponza. I do still get Reno next round. I can always upscale Lifestyle by Reno still too, actually. Ooh, actually, what could be really cute next round? Maybe I get Reno Pottery, take wood, play upscale, take Reedstone Food, play upscale Lifestyle, Reno to Stone, and get the clay to run Pottery. I mean, that's 4 actions, which is like kind of crazy, but I don't have a lot else to do next round besides take animals. I do need food, although I might just be eating 2 veggies. Eating 2 veggies is acceptable. Yeah, I could eat 2 veggies if I have to. All right, I do get Sobake. Ponza just takes his grain back. It's fine. All right, this worked. This line at least is pretty good. Get a big sow action. I can't be Reno blocked. Bog the Club should want Reno Fence. I bake 1 grain with Hand Truck. Hand Truck, finally you did a thing. I mean, again, there were definitely scenarios where Hand Truck did more for us too, but it's fine. I'm up to 34. I have Reno. Yeah, I have Reno Pottery at least. I could take some animals next round for points. Civ definitely has the win. Civ has a big plow sow. Civ can build stables. But again, we knew Civ was winning for a while. Our whole goal was just to get second, so we just need to beat Ponza. Ponza's pretty point capped here. Like, Ponza can also take animals. Ponza's Animal Tamer did nothing, by the way, besides give a wood, I guess. I still don't understand how Ponza took a wood either. Like, what? But so be it. I also don't understand how Ponza... I realize I'm trashing Ponza a bit hard here, but, like, I don't understand how Ponza chose not to grow in 12. I understand they wanted 4 wood so they could fence, but then last round they could have taken 3 wood and fenced more, but they chose Stone Oven over the fencing points, which, again, I guess it's fine. It's whatever. It's fine. I think I have a clean second here, and that was really the only main goal. The main goal was to get a clean second. We were first seat. We had a decently nice game. We sort of got to achieve what we wanted. We ran tutor ed bonus. It was a pretty weak draft again. The miners were strong, but the Ox weren't very good. So, kudos to Civ for cobbling together his Ox into something. By the way, Civ still has a first pick Ox that we've not seen. And given how he's fenced and taken cows, there is a decent chance that Civ has a cow prince. I'm going to claim Civ has a first pick cow prince. And that admittedly also, like, if I lose to a first pick cow prince in a game where I first picked between Conjurer and Carpenter, whatever, like some games Civ got to also take a repook first. I mean, I first picked Hand Truck, which can be like pretty cool, but I didn't get rewarded with any bake actions. This Hand Truck, if I got rewarded with any bake actions, also could have been huge. But of course, we found no bake enablers in the draft, which made the Hand Truck less good than it could have been. But again, these are how things go. Like, losing to Civ is not in any way a problem. That's... In the long run, I think me versus Civ is mostly a 50-50. And
Civ got the better of us this time, so. Anyhow, Plow is a good action. Reno Improvement is very good. Although, again, there's no pressure on Reno Improvement at the moment. 2 Sheep is a good action. 2 Sheep's a very good action. 2 Sheep is 2 food that I need, and it's points. Bog the Club eliminates my Reno pressure. Delightful. So yeah, I like actually Sheep the best. Oh, actually, I like Plow a lot. Plow is actually really good because it gives me a food and it gives me a clay, which if I do Reno Pottery, that clay is also 2 food. So Plow is 2 points, 3 food. Sheep is 2 points, 2 food. Cow is 2 points. All of those are good. I do think there's a decent chance I'm going to try to do the double Reno with Upscale Lifestyle plan this round. I think there's a very good chance that that's actually what I try to do. So, takes the 2 pigs. Okay. I will take Plow. Plow also makes... Again, I'm not beating Civ, but whatever. Plow is Civ's best. Plow is good for everybody. It blocks just everybody. And again, with Barrel Pusher, I have guaranteed Reno Pottery. Yes, I have guaranteed Reno Pottery. Oh, I can also take my own 2 reed here to trigger Cornmaker for the extra Reno actually. So I can go 2 reed, 3 wood. I can pottery 2 reed, 3 wood, Reno upscale. And double Reno. That'd be pretty cute. We'll see. That might be what I try to do. How do I feed if I do that? I would have to eat 2 veggies. That part slightly sucks, but I have to eat points regardless. I mean, if I get the sheep here, I'll take the sheep, but I assume Ponza takes the sheep because Ponza has no other points. And with Ponza taking sheep, that absolutely will push me toward... Well, Ponza could take Grow. But assuming that Ponza takes the sheep, my best line is absolutely go for the double Reno. Oh, wow, but he doesn't take the sheep. Okay. All right, now we have to count actions because it still might be correct for me to double Reno. It still might be best for me to go for double Reno, but double Reno requires 4 actions. It needs 1, 2, 3, 4 actions, yeah. Anybody majoring? No, nobody's major minoring. I can live with any wood action and any reed action, though. Yeah, any wood action, any reed action, it doesn't matter. And those are not contested by others. Okay, and if I do this, I have an extra clay to eat with. Oh, I can also conjure for my wood. Oh, I can conjure for my wood, which gives me extra food, which saves a veg. Yes, traveling is better than 3 wood. I just got there, too. I just got there. I can travel for the extra food. Okay, I think actually I first action lock up pottery then. Pottery is the only thing my opponents can take away from me. And then, yeah, I can take my own reed, take my own traveling, and then Reno. Oh, but they could Reno pressure me, right? I could get Reno pressured, right? I could get Reno pressured. No, not really. None of these guys can take 4 stone in 1 action. Oh, delightful. I can't be Reno pressured. All right. Score. Score. That's what we're doing then. That's what we're doing then. Oh, also clay oven. Wait a sec. Do I just... Wait a sec. I could take sheep into Reno clay oven. Wait 1 second. Wait 1 second. I forgot clay oven's sitting there. Oh, is that just better? Clay oven provides me food with hand truck. Double Reno pottery is cute. The pottery is 4 points plus double Reno. Alternatively, I take sheep. I single Reno, but I have a clay oven. I could build joinery. I can build joinery. I go joinery after I take sheep, I joinery. I do something, I Reno clay oven. That's better. I think that's better at least. You think Double Reno's still slightly ahead? You think they're not the same? Okay, yeah, I don't know. Master Builder for Civ. Oh, that was not the Ak I expected Civ to play just now. Did Civ first pick an Ak and I don't remember it? Did Civ first pick something here? I saw all these Ox, right? What the heck? I saw all these Ox in the draft, didn't I? Did I not see one of these? There's no way Civ first picked any of these cards anyhow, right? Except like a Quipper, but I saw a Quipper, I thought. I think Civ first picked something that died. Short 1 stone? What am I short 1 stone on? I'm not short on a stone. Yeah. Anyhow, yeah, this is going to work out pretty well. This is going to work out pretty well. You thought I was still double renovating. No. I'm just renovating clay oven now. So instead of living in a stone house with a 4-point pottery, so a stone house and 4-point pottery is 7 points. Instead of that, I'm going to have a 2-point clay oven. I'm going to have a 2-point sheep action. I'm going to have 1 more point of food. Oh yeah, it is clearly worse, isn't it? Oh, but I'm going to have extra grain point. I'm going to have an extra grain point. Yeah, maybe this was worse though. This might be worse. Shit. Well, whatever. Oh wait, no, I have a joinery too. Wait, joinery is on top of all that. I forgot. I have a joinery on top of that. Yeah, I think they're the same points. This actually might be better. If I went for the pottery plus the... If I went for pottery plus double reno, it was 7 points of house and improvement, but minus a point of food, so it was 6 points. Those 6 points are made up by 2-point clay oven, 2-point sheep, 2-point joinery, but also 1 point of grain that I'm gaining. I think this is 1 point better. It's all moot, right? Like, these guys aren't... My opponents aren't breaking. Civ is ahead of me. Like, Civ's not that far ahead of me, by the way. Not that far ahead of me. Civ is going to be, like, basically 50 plus eats a little food here. Like, I'm going to get to 46. Yeah, I don't know for sure, but... anyhow, I take traveling here, and yeah, I'm, like, super fed. Double Reno was flashier. Double Reno was flashier. Double Reno was definitely flashier. Doing upscale pottery, Double Reno was definitely very, very cool. It was definitely a very cool line, but... Anyhow, Ponza is going to wind up with a 9-point clay deposit. And still doesn't break 40. Ponza, big old 38 with a 9-point clay deposit. Again, not at all shocking to me. The idea that clay depositing a shit ton of times doesn't win you games is, yeah, just the most banal thing. Anyhow, yeah, this is really cool. This clay oven line is cute. Civ is so baking just for food. Just for food. Yeah, just a food action. Cool. Okay. It is sad that Cookery Outfitter doesn't count ovens. Like, why does Cookery Outfitter not count ovens? Well, actually, wait a sec. Well, no, wait, oven. Yeah, the oven. I was gonna say, wait, is fireplace better? But no, it's obviously it's all good. All right, we only bake one of these, and we are now fed. And yeah, we maxed grain this way. Okay. Yep. All right, so I ended at 46. I feel pretty good. Pretty good about this game. Good game. Yay! Well done, Civ. Cobbling together these mediocre ox into something pretty powerful is very cool. And then yeah, you got the late growth. So, what did you first pick though? Right? I'm not crazy. I passed you all these cards, right? You didn't actually play your first pick ox this game, right? Wood carrier. Oh my god. Wow. Okay. Yeah, you did have a first pick I never saw. Well, okay. I again, everybody. I don't feel bad then losing. Like, Civ has a wood carrier. Like, that's way more. That's way better than any Ock I found. Right. Like, I had to first pick again between freaking. I was first picking between freaking conjurer, carpenter, or whatever. I second picked a tree farm joiner that I didn't even use. Like, I saw nothing, nothing on the power of wood carrier. Now, admittedly, Civ beat us without the wood carrier, so but yeah. You're getting me 5 bonus points for Ed bonus grain though, so tough luck. I did get Ed bonus grain this game, and it was actually like fairly legit, right? I didn't go out of my way to get it. Like, it was pretty natural to just be like, yeah, I could actually Ed bonus this grain. You were thinking about trying to get the wood carrier down late. I mean, yeah, not playing wood carrier is kind of crazy, but also like I get it. You just didn't need it, which I mean, again, is wild. I should eat a sheep technically for tiebreak reasons. The sheep is not points, even if it breeds. The wood is tiebreak. Not again that we're anywhere in tiebreak territory. Ponza's almost 10 points behind us. I mean, Ponza's not breeds. Ponza's 8 points behind us, I guess. So I am glad that it's a smooth second at least. Think you weren't supposed to be allowed to grow this much. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree that it was unfortunate that you were able to so rapidly grow, but yeah, just nobody needed the read, but you didn't need it for stables and you couldn't join read. Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, it was right to not wood carrier. You're absolutely correct. But again, the fact that it was right to not wood carrier suggests that, again, your game is in already such a strong position, right? Like, yeah, you were way ahead this game, and it's just how it goes. But well done. Again, I'm relatively happy with this game, though. I at least was first seat. I pulled off what I wanted to do for a game. What I found in the draft to lean into was tutor Ed bonus. I did first pick hand truck. Of course, didn't get rewarded. That happens. I wound up with a bunch of fairly mediocre ox, but I figured tutor Ed bonus would make enough of them worth it. I think that was true. Admittedly, second spouse was a total brick. Cornmaker did all of one veg conversion, but whatever. They at least did some things. Ed bonus is quite good. Tutor was good. I built around that. I just grew. I took decent actions. I didn't have special sauce this game though, so I did what I could and I scored 46. You don't know how you're supposed to open. You have the toad. Yeah, the game had so much read in it, like just so much read. There was so much read in the draft. There was toad. There was Collier. There was the read belt that I wound up with. So there was priest apparently, but you did miss a rousing Collier versus second supposed to be. I don't know. That was rousing. We just Zach jumped in and called Collier great, and I heavily disputed Collier great. And then he also jumped in saying second spouse was trash, and I disputed that. With that said, second spouse was utter garbage this game, although, again, I don't think it should have been. I have no actual clue why Ponza didn't first action grow in 12. I think that's just a mistake on his part. Ponza growing in 12 is just clearly better, in my opinion. Although I guess his food was bad enough, maybe it wasn't, but I still think very much Ponza's supposed to grow first action. But anyhow, also, yeah. But also, second spouse would have looked so much better if you don't have Stork's Nest game plan, right? Like, this is the ideal second spouse game, 7 and 12. If there's not a growth injector that's actually working, second spouse would have been good, so it's all good. This is probably the first time you've had a clay pit fight. Yeah, that part was also Ponza just hardlining clay deposit shovel bearer just because he has those, I guess, was really surprising. And then just hardlining clay rooms. I was like thinking it was Lover for a little bit during stage 1 because he took 4 food that I didn't think he need. So we were calling Lover. But then I started calling clay supports because he started to not take maximum food and instead he was taking more clay. And I'm like, okay, this is clay supports. And then he played Reno Prepper. I'm like, this is clay supports. He's just hardlining clay supports. And then no, it was just priest, Reno Prepper, clay deposit, shovel bearer, which like cute, but was it actually better than just like building wood rooms and ignoring your cards? Probably not. But anyhow. This game's an example of what you like the least about Agricola. I think I agree. I agree with that. Late growth hand differential is often unassailable. Yes. Growth differential can be really annoying. To be honest, this is a little bit of what I dislike about certain revised things, though, too. I think the fluctuation of certain resource injectors and growth cutters is not great, but it's how it goes. It's your biggest gripe about the design. Growth flips make and break games. Yeah. That's fair. It's actually not my biggest gripe, but it is annoying. I mean, the growth flip in this game is huge differential on how the game plays out. Civ's game in late growth, really strong. Obviously wins by a good margin. If it's grow even in 6, the game's significantly more interesting. I think Civ is still ahead in grow in 6, probably, though. But grow in 5, and yeah, the world is so weird, so... But you're not really talking about the growth flip as much as, like... You just mean more in general of, like, certain hands really prefer to get actions, like the cards just say you want actions, and if you can't get them, it sucks. How much the hand matters in late growth. Yeah. No, that's fair. I agree. Sometimes you just draft cards in hands, and, like, to be honest, it probably was pretty decent for me that it was late growth. My hand doesn't really... The hand truck sort of says early growth, because I can spam Sobake, and admittedly I have a lot of Ox I want to spam out, and some of these are a bit better in earlier growth. My hand might be kind of agnostic, actually. I had resource injection via remodeling. I probably could have forced a clay room out. Although, again, the clay in this game was so ridiculous. But I also got handed upscale. Yeah, I don't know. I probably was fine, actually, regardless of growth flip. I mean, second spouse partly said late growth, but, like, really, I could have been fine regardless. But yeah, sometimes I agree. Sometimes your hand really says you just, like, want more actions. But... This draft, I'm sure, is ridiculous, by the way. How did I get Cornmaker and Sheep Provider 7th pick? Like, when nobody had grain support. It turns out I picked the wrong one. I should have taken a stupid Sheep Provider, because, yeah, I didn't wind up playing Cornmaker early, because then I got convinced there was so much rain injection that I shouldn't. But, regardless, that was weird. You took the Equipper, obviously. I realized you took Equipper. That was fine. I honestly don't know what the other two took, but... You sort of understand people who play additional action spaces because the most important flip doesn't matter as much. Early or late growth can make or break. Yeah, I sort of get the additional action spaces too, but the tightness of the game is important. I don't know. Anyhow. I'm going to rewatch my draft actually first, just because now with the benefit of hindsight, I did wind up rushing my first pick a little bit. But no, yeah, these cards are just shit. These cards are just shit. There's no Wood Carrier. There's not even a B tier card. I'm picking from C tier and below. I have Tutor and Carpenter in C tier, and I think Conjurers also actually can be C tier, but there was so much grain injection it didn't matter. But I don't really hate first picking Conjurer, to be honest. It's probably not Conjurer. I kind of panicked, but none of these are meaningful, so whatever. You wondered if it'd be fun to play a game where growth is set on round 6. Yeah, I think knowing when growth is, it's really annoying. Yeah, and I think it's always in 6, it's actually stale, so... If it's not Conjure, what is it? Well, that's the problem. Like, I'm first picking Tutor with a bunch of shit Ox? No. I could first pick Carpenter. But, like, first picking Carpenter with Reed Hat and Toad? I don't know that that's awful. You see a Loam Pit, so you know the game has some resource injection. Like... Maybe first pick Carpenter, but yeah, anyhow, first picking Conjure is defensible here, so, like, whatever. Yeah, honestly, it doesn't really matter what Ox I take here. And yeah, not taking Loam Pit, because the Ox are so shit. I don't know that I want to play 3 Ox. I think taking Hand Truck and hoping for a bake action is totally defensible. It turns out, in hindsight, I wish I didn't have Hand Truck. Like, this Lumber Mill would have been fine. Even just having Toad and re-upping Start is fine.
But I took the chance at a silly hand truck game. I did almost take Collier here because I did claim it was the second. I claimed it was the best card, but then I got talked into Tree Farm Joiner, and I don't think I regret that. Now it does turn out Civ winds up again using Collier to beat us, but with what I've seen thus far, Tree Farm Joiner totally fine. I don't regret this pick either. I mean, again, in hindsight, I do because I don't play Tree Farm Joiner. But my first two Ock picks are just shit. There's nothing to build a game around here. There's no wood carriers. No wood carriers. Again, freaking corn maker and sheep provider. My opponents took animal tamer, shifting cultivator. Shifting cultivator got taken by the harpooner. This is a harpooner that thinks they have too much food and then realizes that, oh, harpooner isn't actually that much food. But yeah, I guess taking second spouse here is too highly for second spouse. Again, in a lot of ways, this would have been fine, though. I should have put more value on the storks. I should have maybe put more value, or have I even seen storks yet? Okay, I already passed storks. Okay, fine. Barrel pusher turned really good. I'm happy with that. Okay, I don't think there's a lot else to say about this, so it's fine. You don't know how you really get around the fact some hands want early growth, some hands want late growth. You kind of have to accept it. Yeah. To be clear, I also think the game is much better for it, right? The fact that you can kind of take a stance and you can kind of play for this, it gives important variations to strategies and starts. Like, I've thought about this a lot too. Obviously, once you play enough, you kind of like, oh, could we fix this issue? But I think it's like slightly inherent to the design, and I think the net benefit is still positive for these things. But it is definitely annoying in some games, so. You think your hand is fine with Tree Farm Joiner and a Grain Source too? I passed Storks in the second hand. Yep. I agree. I think your hand actually is totally. I agree. I don't think you actually needed Collier, right? Because you would have wound up just playing the Toad then. You would have played Equipper into like Toad into. I agree. I actually think. I don't think de-drafting Collier actually like changes your game too badly here either. So. Although the Collier is how you were feeding. Wait a sec. You were going to feed on. You would take sheep provider and feed on grain. That's how you feed. Okay, that's fair. It's brutal having a hand that's screaming for early growth and then having to sit through a bunch of late growth misery. Yeah, it is. It is tough. I mean, again, this is part of draft. Like, again, here's the thing, though, right? Like, that's part of the draft, though, too. Like, ideally, you're setting yourself up so you're a little growth agnostic. And now, I agree. Sometimes the best cards you're offered, you kind of are locked into like, okay, my best path is to hope for early growth and then play that. But if you're like taking those cards and drafting that way and like taking a slightly narrow hand, sometimes you have to accept it's like the gamble you're taking. Like, I don't know. It's a 4-player game, right? So like, you play to your out sometimes. You're like, okay, I don't have great cards, but the way that I possibly win this is this. That's a little bit of what Civ did here. Civ also didn't have great cards, but he's like, you know what? I'm gonna hardline a Stork's game plan, and if it's early growth, I probably die. But if it's late growth, I probably win. You know, yeah, like, it's reasonable. Anyhow, after blabbing a bunch, we are looking at Teal's draft. Teal first picks Harpooner. Okay. What the hell happened this draft? Moral Crusader got taken, which totally fine. Take Moral Crusader, but there's Moral Crusader Reed Belt. Like, what more do you need? How did you take Moral Crusader and then just drop it in a draft that had freaking Reed Belt that came around twice? I mean, this is that's yelling at Ponza. We're not there yet. Harpooner Wooden Way Bucket first pick. I don't mind the Wooden Way Bucket. I think Wooden Way Bucket out of this pack is fine. Harpooner is nonsense. You don't take Harpooner here. Wooden Way Bucket with Sheep Provider. Spam the sheep space yourself. That's cute, but like, this is never Harpooner. But I'm obviously low on Harpooner, but it's because Harpooner doesn't actually win games. So almost Shovel Bearer second pick, but we know Shovel Bearer actually makes it to third pick. They took Portmonger because of the combo with Harpooner. And I mean, I knew those were his first two picks because I never saw those cards. And he took Large Greenhouse. Yeah, whatever. Large Greenhouse with Portmonger. What do you're probably like, if you're taking this, you're planning to at some point one food fish and get a veg, right? I don't think Large Greenhouse makes sense there either, but whatever. Lumbermill, I think is also bad here. By the way, I get that you have wood cost improvements, but Lumbermill is bad because with Harpooner, you actually want to be spending your early stone on BMW. Spending your early stone on Lumbermill is pretty anti-combo. So I don't like that pick either. But now I'm just yelling at another person's draft, so like whatever. But yeah, I do think this draft. The stable architect with the wood away bucket's kind of cute. And the trident is totally fine. You're pushing for growth, and then you fail, so whatever. That's fine. All right, we'll look at Ponzas here. Anyhow, if you plan a big house plan, you're fine either way. Not saying it's unplayable. You got big action advantage because of late growth. Agreed, but still fine early growth. Your game is fine at early growth. I did. It's true. I claimed your game dies at early growth, but it doesn't die at all. You're competitive at early growth, but late growth is where you're huge. But Harpooner's the most overrated card. Civ nominates adoptive parents. Yeah, I would agree with like both of those are like very reasonable choices. It will not let me look at Ponza's position in the draft. Weird. It's very strange. I mean, again, I can figure out what Ponza did. By looking at Bog's hand, we can figure out Ponza first picks Priest. Ponza takes this Moral Crusader and doesn't take Reed Belt. That part's just wild to me. I don't understand. I mean, I guess Ponza had other things to worry about, but Ponza winds up taking Shovel Bearer Clay Deposit, third picks, which that makes enough sense. I mean, it's still not what I would do out of that hand, but that hand didn't have much, so whatever. Ponza takes Upscale Lifestyle because of Priest. That's actually very defensible. Ponza going for Upscale Lifestyle with Priest, I'm very cool with. I would have probably thrown away Shovel Bearer Clay Deposit, and I would have focused on just Upscale. Priest stuff, but Ponza takes Reno Prepper, so that is pressured to play it. I don't know that the Reno Prepper was needed either, but Ponza takes Animal Tamer instead of Sheep Provider or Corn Maker. This is crazy. Also, Ponza could have taken Reed Belt on the wheel with Moral Crusader and instead took Bale of Straw? I don't know. Ponza's a pretty good player, but Ponza got lost this game. Ponza got just totally lost this game, in my opinion. Like, what? I do not understand. But anyhow, you don't think people rate Adoptive high, but you see Harpooner picked way too highly? That's fair. Are they here with us in chat? They might be. If I'm yelling at them, they can speak up. I don't know, whatever. Sorry if it's too harsh. This is what I do. The biggest issue with Teal's game is not building in 7. Yeah, you saw the dwelling plan, you think? They took Chop House? Yes. Reno Prepper because the alternatives are awful. Yeah, I agree. That's fine. BJ has been doing that thing to you. Yeah, it's fine. I agree. I wish I could see Ponza's position, but somehow the server doesn't have the... It doesn't have the ability to handle it for some reason. Oh, it also doesn't have the ability to handle Civ's point of view. Weird. Yeah, that's really weird, but oh well. Anyhow, I could go off the log. That's true. I could just go off the log. I like to pull it up because I like to see what else you were looking at, right? I like to see the full hands. But yeah, you first picked Wood Carrier Reap Hook. So again, like just from first pick, I first pick Conjurer Hand Trek. You pick Wood Carrier Reap Hook. If that's all you told me, and then you told me after the game, oh, Civ beat you, I'm like, okay, yeah, again. So again, you can't win all the games, and this is a game where like at least I don't feel like I got to pull off my game plan. I played a strong game. Civ outplayed me and beat me. He had a better game plan. He wound up with a better hand. I don't even really know if it's totally Civ draft. I guess Civ drafted a better hand than me, although I could basically have drafted Civ's hand. Just I wouldn't have had Wood Carrier Reap Hook. I would have had Hand Truck. And then I would have Civ's hand, basically, because I could have taken all the cards he did for the most part. But Like, it's a very hindsight thing that I'm going to be first picking Carpenter and, like, taking an early Storks and running a Storks game plan, but whatever. Again, there's also games where I actually get rewarded with hand truck goodness and an early growth nonsense, so, like, whatever. I didn't know about the Bellfounder. That's true, too. You picked Kale because of Wheel Bellfounder. Yeah, that's fair, and that did work. So... anyhow, yeah. And, yeah, Ponza first picked Priest and Forestwell. First picking Forestwell, totally fine. Although I did get Ed bonus. Ponza did pass Ed bonus. But Ponza's Ox were also really bad, so, like, I sort of understand not taking Ed bonus. I was looking at pretty garbage Ox. Ponza was also looking at pretty iffy Ox. Ed was first picking Priest, which, like, some games doesn't even get played. So I actually think taking Forestwell over Ed bonus there might be okay. But the stats are very high on Ed bonus, and Ed bonus did a lot for my game. Without Ed bonus, I am several points worse. I mean, I guess I just wind up playing very few cards, but Tutor Ed bonus was actually, like, pretty legit. Admittedly, Ponza doesn't know that they're going to get Tutor on the wheel. Part of why I took Ed bonus is because I expected to get Tutor on the wheel because of the Ock quality. So I am quite happy about that part of my actual picks and game plan. Like, recognizing that was good. So, all right. Well, anyhow, yeah, I've blabbed a lot now, so it's fine. I don't know that there's much else to say about this game. Civ played really well. And again, Civ did have better first picks than us. And I'd like to think long-term it's mostly a toss-up between Civ and I, but there's also every chance that Civ is actually just a better Agricola player than I am at this point. So losing to him will happen. It makes sense. Anyhow, as I've been blabbing on a bunch, I do think I probably am going to take a break from streaming Agricola for a while. I think I am just going to play Agricola in person with some friends at the end of this month. So yeah, I might try to actually do a couple Terra Mystica streams, or maybe I finally get around to Arc Nova and Gizmos, and Patrick I still owe a War of the Ring. So maybe I try to spend a bit of time on that stuff. The main thing is, like, admittedly, the War of the Ring one's tricky because I really got to schedule that with somebody. But Arc Nova and Gizmos I can do really whenever, and I can always do the Terra Mystic on the fly. So I might do that though. It might be good for me just to take a break from streaming some Agricola here. It's been fun over the last couple of weeks playing a bunch of games, but it was frustrating for a while here. I do think I've been on a bit of an unlucky patch overall in terms of, like, seat order and some drafts. My elo, I feel, is a little bit low compared to where I think it should be. I mean, complaining about a 581 elo is a little silly. Actually, it's pretty silly. It's whatever. I would like to someday think that I could actually be in the top 10 again like some of these other guys, but I just don't play enough games at the moment to be that rated particularly highly. But kudos to Civ, though. Civ's consistency in Arena is wild. Although the number of games Civ plays is also wild, right? Do I even want to know how many you've racked up? Almost 1,600. It's good times. Good times. I did want to see, though, how many times have I played Civ? Oh, look at that. I've played Civ 11 times, and I claim I'm a 50-50 against him. Now, to be fair, many of these might be significantly in the past when Civ probably was less good. Oh yeah, some of these are definitely back in the day. All these early 2022 ones, I'm guessing Civ was not. I'm guessing at the time Civ was not rated what he is now. Oh, even back then you were rated very highly. Okay, some of these you still were kind of figuring things out, but you were already pretty good. But anyhow, whatever, it's fine. Good game. You were 3 picks in and had most of his Stork's hand? Yeah, you did. You're number 1 now? Yeah, he is. You're probably better at weaker tables, but you think your game has a ton of holes when people are good at defensive plays. Yeah, admittedly, I've made that argument before, too. I do think, like, you and Zazak and some of these other people that grind tons of arena tables, I think you've gotten very good at arena, which involves, like, handling the chaos of different player skills. And I do think I still have a lot more experience playing really strong tables, which I do agree. That might give me a small edge at like actual high level tables over you, but it's mostly a toss up, right? You're a stupidly good player, I'm very good. You got me this time. It's gonna happen. End of this month. Do I mean December or November? Because it's December 1st. I mean the end of this month, December. I mean that I'm probably not going to stream Agricola for a month. A little over a month, actually, because basically at the end of this month, like after Christmas, so like roughly December 26th through January 3rd, I'm going to be playing Agricola in person with friends, just like all day, every day for a while. And I think I just want to be energized and excited about that. And I think continuing to grind playing games at the moment's not great. Today's stream was definitely better, but like the last two streams, I mostly was just getting frustrated and annoyed and not having fun with Agricola. And even today, there was a little bit of that element of, oh, Civs won after the halfway point. What fun Agricola is. Like, I think I'm just slightly burnt out, not like terribly so, but I think it'll be good for me to take a break. I think I'm going to force myself to not Agricola. Also, I might write about Agricola finally. I should get back to writing my series of Agricola articles. I've also ordered a bunch of video games that I would like to dive into. It's winter finally in Wisconsin. Good time to video game a bunch. So anyhow, yeah, I think I take a break from Agricola. I think I pause streaming a little bit. Maybe do some Terra Mystica. I'll be really energized and fresh to play a bunch of Agricola in person with friends, and then I can enter 2024 feeling really good about streaming some Agricola, being energized, excited about it. That's what I'm thinking, but we'll see. Anyhow, minus 21 was pretty brutal the other day. Yeah. New cards in 2022, Civ became a lot better. That's fair. You see that BGA rates Agricola as having a luck of 1, and you hard disagree. I think that's pretty fair. It's a very high skill game. I mean, BGA's system is meant to mostly like evaluate luck, or like, yeah, it's meant to evaluate like skill level. Like if you're a new player and you wander into Agricola, you're not beating an experienced player. Like again, Bog the Club putting up a 34, like even in these awful games that I was complaining about earlier this week, I did have some games where I did not score my 40. And I've claimed that as long as all I have to do is score 40, I'm going to be able to be okay. Admittedly, this week I did have a couple of 39, and I thought there was another bad one in here. Wasn't there recently? 38, yeah, there it is. But, I mean, still, even in my worst games, I'm putting up 38, 39, like, my darkest hours. Like, basically, yeah, when you have players like this is just never a threat to me. This is not a problem. Like, to be clear, Bog the Club is also not always scoring 34, but I never scored 34, is basically my point. I mean, that's probably not true. You probably could find a game where I got really, really, really wrecked and did some bad things, but basically, I agree with BJ's rating of Agricola as having a very low luck factor. Despite the fact that Agricola does have luck, the actual impact only matters at high levels. So, anyhow, to be clear, you're not saying he was bad before that. Yeah. No, I get you. I get that you're saying Civ didn't become the dominant top level force that he appears today in Arena and stuff until more cards came out, which is fair. Also, thank you for the caterwauling strats. You were mentally caterwauling like crazy in round 3 to 4. Yes, that's fair. I totally agree with you. If you do care to rewatch this VOD, I was saying I felt a bit bad for you that you reveal Collier and like this clear plan to like equip and Collier, and I know you're Storksing. And then Ponza just shows up with fucking clay, or shows up with clay deposit, shovel bearer, and is freaking taking clay pit first action of like round 3 and 4 or whatever, like just shoving in your face. And admittedly, it didn't actually stop you, really, right? It turned out it wasn't like long-term enough pressure, didn't mess with you totally. He also kept leaving a little bit of clay behind that didn't bother you. So like, yeah, but I agree. It was pretty funny in stage 1. I was like, wow, we're having clay fights, and I'm sitting here slightly giddy. I'm like, clay fights? F clay. I got my 4 clay in round 2. I got my hearth. I have a barrel pusher. I have remodeling. You guys clay fight the rest of the game. I will laugh while you all take too many clay actions, and then I still lost. But anyhow, I say there's not much luck, but then I'm force-seeding your first pick conjure. There is luck. There's definitely luck, Gonzo. Right? It's just tricky, right? Games can both be high luck and high skill, which I guess, to be fair, BGA could indicate, right? BGA has a luck and a skill marker. I still think Agricola is pretty low luck, but you're probably right, actually. Luck of 1 is probably incorrect. Yeah, okay, they have complexity. Complexity of 3 is also, I would argue, I would call Agricola a 4 out of 5 on complexity, but I guess I lean towards light to midweight games more so, but I think calling Agricola a 3 complexity is generous. 5 on strategy, totally agree with. Luck of 1, I agree. I think I would put that up to like a luck of 2. Interaction of 2 out of 5, I kind of get, but I would also call this a 3. This is a pretty interactive game, at least amongst these like complicated Euros. I agree in general that complicated Euro games have low interaction compared to, you know, a lot of stuff, but I would quibble with these numbers, but whatever. Anyway, you think you'd already won an arena season before you moved on from asking what would blah 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 do to what would blah 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 do, and you think you improved a lot from that. Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that's very fair. I mean, those guys got very good at Arena, and to be fair, some of like Valchan, Chen, Zach have some really... They definitely have some clever different ideas. Me and Lumen are a little bit on the same wavelength. I mean, Lumen is the guy who also trained me how to really play Agricola. I only like kind of knew. Then I met Lumen in real life, played a bunch, and then me and some other friends played a lot during the pandemic on Play Agricola. I learned a lot from Lumen and a few others, but I do think our group is just... Our group's very good. Our group includes some of the best Agricola players, but I do think both Lumen and I are a little bit in lockstep on a lot of thoughts and a lot of playstyles. I think both Lumen and I lean probably slightly too heavy towards 3-room, safely farm game plans, which still get you a long ways. But I do think both him and I, probably have small areas where we could improve, especially in certain cards and certain big house stuff. Also, certain niche strats. I definitely just don't play enough to know how to tree guard at a high level, or a couple other niche things, right? So there's that too. But anyhow, you're being more flippant than serious. You'd go 4-5-3-3, or maybe 5-4-2-3. Yeah, we need to find a game that's complexity 5 but strategy 1. Yeah, that is. I mean, some of these are somewhat intertwined, but I mean, you could imagine somebody making a ridiculously complicated game that just has like no strategy. It's just, why would you, right? It doesn't really make sense. If you have a game that's not gonna be much strategy, who wants to dedicate a bunch of time to learning all the complexity, right? But you certainly could do it. It's just, why would you? But anyhow, Valchan being this high rated is still weird to you. You can't wait to see Chen dominate when new cards are out of alpha. So far, he seems to be a total beast with them. That's cool. Innovation, at least the way you play it. Nice. I agree that Valchan being so high rated is weird to me. I look at some of his games and I'm still kind of confused how it works. But to be clear, I think there is still an element of Valchan playing mostly turn-based, and the turn-based world is still kind of a little insular and separated from the real-time environment. So it's a little hard for me to judge. Also, I still believe turn-based games do give you more time to really dive deep and analyze if you want to. I think almost everybody could have a higher turn-based elo than real-time elo if they cared to, because you just necessarily are going to occasionally in real-time games kind of make mistakes and stuff. But in turn-based games, yes, everybody could put a ton of analysis time in, but they don't. I bet you there's a lot of people that don't really take notes of the draft. Does Valchan take notes of the draft? I can't actually guarantee you he does. But like even things like that, like if you choose to take notes on your draft, you choose to take analysis time in turn-based games, you have a leg up on most of your competition that doesn't exist as much in real-time games. So, but anyhow, you joke Monopoly, Civ, but I actually have a respect for Monopoly. Monopoly is not that complicated and is actually somewhat skill-based. You can make better and worse trades in Monopoly and understand the valuation of properties. Now, once everybody kind of understands that, then yeah, it goes back to total luck. But I don't actually buy Monopoly that much. I know a lot of modern board gamers like to trash a Monopoly, but I rate a ton of shit worse as Monopoly, which I'm sure probably annoys people. But if we look at my ratings, I'm pretty sure Monopoly is firmly like a 5 or a 6, and as you'll notice, my bell curve is like right around a 5 and a 6. There's a lot of things I find much more objectionable than Monopoly. But anyhow, the Agricola setting options of cards, new cards, even more cards makes you chuckle. Yeah, we really need to do something about that though. Like I get it, I understand. It's just like release waves and it like whatever, but yeah, I do think we need to change that. Monopoly, a good old 6 even. Look at that. 6. What a game. What a game. Anyhow, you don't take notes during turn-based drafts and probably make more mistakes during them. You usually just want to have something to do when you're bored in your phone and you want to make moves. Doubt Valchan takes a lot of time to do the amount of turn-based games that he plays. You don't know that, though. That's what's so crazy. You don't know that Valchan's not spending hours a day on his games, and that's part of why he's rated so highly, is because he's just putting in more time and analysis than others, and that gives him a huge leg up. Like, we don't know. I kind of agree. It's probably true that he's not, but I don't know, man. I've definitely talked. I know some competitive folks out there, and TM2 and others. Like you talk to them about the level of time and effort they put into their async games. There are people out there that are willing to put a ton of time into async. It's part of what I've learned over time. I agree. I mostly play async games like I play live. I log and I take a move. I might take a couple notes, but that's basically all I do. Some people put tons of time and analysis in between their turns. They think a lot, and it gives them a big leg up. They do really well, and it's totally fine to play games that way. I'm not saying it's bad. But I am saying that turn-based is different than real-time, and I think players can achieve higher turn-based elos because of it than they can real-time elos. But anyhow, Monopoly is fine. Whenever people insist on injecting money into the game for no reason, it's a real problem. Well, totally agreed. To be clear, Gonzo, I give Monopoly a 6 only when played, yeah, with like, only when played by real rules. Like virtually every house rule for Monopoly is awful. It makes the game take even longer. And I will admit, Monopoly still has 2 big issues. Monopoly has about 20 minutes of interesting decisions in the middle of the game. Once everybody has some properties, you make a few trades, you figure out how you're going to invest and put your houses up. But like the first 20 minutes is mostly like getting to the interesting trade part. And then the last 20 minutes is just rolling a shit ton of times to see who actually winds up winning from from their position. So that's a big problem. The other big problem with Monopoly is that it's really is a trading game that makes trading hard because people sometimes really don't have realistic trades. So these are both actual issues with the game for sure. But anyhow, you don't think he'd have time to spend time when waking up and have 50 plus moves to make? Again, you really don't know. I'm telling you, some people out in this world are spending an insane amount of hours on their async games. And is Valchan? I don't know for sure. You can think he doesn't, but I'm just saying, based on his rating, but then looking at how he actually plays, I don't know. I think the man makes a lot of analysis time and then partly gets lucky from a turn-based world. But anyhow, you find you only enjoy turn-based games that you're quite familiar with, so you can read the game state quickly. Learning new game strategy turn-based is tedious. Yes, that's totally fair. We need to monitor his move. Just keeps logs on his turn and when he takes moves to find out how long it takes to go through his games. Yeah, see, I don't care about that, but you find more 100 level players in turn-based with a small sample. The only house rule you've committed to is ignoring the plastic limit because it's not strategic to sit on 4 houses. It's just dumb. No, that's part of the game. Housing shortages are part of the game of Monopoly, Gonzo. What are you talking about? Boo! Housing shortages are a real strat. Anyhow, There's a discussion in the Terra Mystica group about a new player who quickly rose to #1 elo this year, playing only turn-based. His name's Tommy Salami. Yes. Tommy Salami's a good example, in my opinion, though. He almost certainly spends a lot of time on his async games, and kudos to him. But, right, if he played real-time games against the other top players, how would he look? Would he look as dominant? Almost certainly not, but we don't know. But anyhow, yeah. Valchad makes moves quickly. You play turn-based, and you see him sometimes take 10 seconds to move after you. Yeah, okay, to be clear, this doesn't mean that Valchad hasn't already spent a lot of analysis time, though. That's part of what's so tricky about turn-based. He could be spending a lot of time taking analysis and just writing down what moves he intends to take, and then is just ready to take those moves. Like, there's definitely action sequences in Agricola sometimes, right, where you're just like, I'm going to do this for my next couple moves. But you can arrive at that after, thinking about a game for a while. Again, I don't know, though. I agree. It's possible Valchad is just also very good at taking a lot of moves fast, and that's fine. My overall point still stands. I think just inherently you could get a higher elo in turn-based than you can real-time. Whether or not that's actually true, I don't know. But also based on both Terra Mystica and Agricola and a few other games that I watch, it does appear that the turn-based players can more consistently get higher elos than most of the real-time only players. Which, given that that's a consistent pattern, suggests to me that there's a real effect there and not nothing, but it could just be coincidence. So, anyhow, I've blabbed a lot at the end of the stream. We've been chatting, it's been fun, but I don't know that I have a lot else actually important to say, and we're just doing dumb stuff now. Well, dumb, whatever, we're talking, but when you were a teenager, you played Monopoly with somebody who didn't know the housing shortage rule, and when you told them that, they tried to build straight to hotel. They had an absolute rage quit. I mean, it is a kind of a bullshit rule. I definitely agree housing shortage rules is pretty weird part of Monopoly strategy, but it's definitely a real part of Monopoly strategy. So, but anyhow. You want 20,000 words of Monopoly set in the... Thanks, Gonzo. Thanks. I'm unwilling to do that. I am willing to talk about Monopoly strategy in about 5 minutes. If you actually care, I could give you 5 minutes Monopoly strategy, but that's really about all you need. But I have a lot of Agricola writing to get to, so I should do that. But yeah. Anyhow, I thank everyone for hanging out chatting. I will be back to streaming, but I do think this is probably going to be goodbye to Agricola streams for a while. It's been fun, but I think taking like a month pause on Agricola is going to be good for me. So that's what I intend to do. We'll see if I can actually follow through, but it's basically just trying to get oranges, suck the life out of your opponents. Easy. Yeah, you did it. There you go. The Arc Nova dream is possible. We just need to believe. Yeah. I think I intend to actually pop open the stupid Arc Nova rulebook and really get it, and then go click through a dumb game. I am a little bit fearful of playing Arc Nova on BGA just because I'm only gonna sort of know the rules, and the interface is just freaking intimidating. The game has way too much going on. It's just not my preference to play games like this anymore. But I'll try to give it a fair shake. But my eyes just glaze over when looking at boards like Arc Nova nowadays. I'm just like, why am I putting myself through this? Complexity of only 4, though, everybody. Only a 4. Oh, well, look at that. What do I have to fear? That's how you felt about Terra Mystica? I get it. I totally understand. The interface for Arc Nova is actually really easy. It only takes a bit. Well, that's good. If you want, we can play a friendly game instead of jumping in with the Sharks. Maybe. I'll see how I'm feeling, but I'll try to get to that. But anyhow, yeah. Thanks everyone for hanging out. Thanks for chatting. It's been good. I'll see people around, but yeah, it'll probably be January before we seriously do a bunch of Agricola again. I think that's gonna be good for me to just take a break. So we'll get some other stuff in. We'll try some new games. We'll St. Pete. We'll Terra Mystica a bit. I'll probably just slow down on streaming a little bit though too. It's been fun to have a spurt again here over the last couple weeks, but I would expect my streaming to slow down a little while I'm hopefully doing some more writing, hopefully doing some more video gaming and stuff with my downtime. Or I honestly might just be working more too. We'll see. Work's been slow, but it's not always going to be that way. So, anyhow, thanks all. I'll see everybody around. Later.